1306 or La Flor Taco Grill on Facebook.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. Off day for the White Sox on Thursday tonight. They're back home hosting the Pirates. Pittsburgh shut out the Brewers 1-0 on Thursday. The White Sox coming off a 3-2 loss against the Twins.
That ball is long gone. Dansby Swanson with a long home run.
Big win for the Cubs, 8-0 at Baltimore on Thursday. Justin Steele got the win. He's 2-3. He's got a 2.71 ERA. 7 full innings, 3 hits allowed. Seiya Suzuki had 3 extra base hits along with 3 RBI, helping the Cubs complete a 3-game sweep. Dansby Swanson homered for the Cubs, who outscored the AL East leaders 21-2 and becoming the first team to sweep the O's in Baltimore since Tampa did it back in August of 2021. Chicago moves within 4 games of 500, 45-49. They've won 4 straight. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Summer's greatest hits are going on now, and Macy's one-day sale has summer's greatest savings. Shop limited time specials like 40 to 60% off everything for this weekend's Backyard Bash. From the Cellar Barbecue, Henkel's, and Tupperware. 40 to 70% off fine jewelry from Effie, Levion, and more. And 30 to 55% off bras, pajamas, and more basics. Hurry in. Our one-day sale starts Tuesday at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Hi, welcome to Staples.
Hi, my son's teacher emailed his back-to-school list. He needs crayons and a comp book for every subject.
Okay, no problem. With Staples Hot Deals, you'll find super low prices on hundreds of items for back to school.
Oh, now they're saying he needs folders and glue.
You got it.
And markers?
Of course.
Oh, geez.
Can we get a cart, please?
Save big on back to school with Staples Hot Deals. Right now, 24-pack Crayola crayons and comp books are only...
This summer, get outside and enjoy a quick round of golf at the Twin Lakes Golf Course in Palatine. Twin Lakes features an executive 9-hole golf course with a driving range, cafe, and pro shop. Just starting the game, lessons are available. Take a couple of hours for yourself and stop at the Twin Lakes Rec area off Northwest Highway and hit the links. For a tee time, call 847-934-6050. Bender Dental Care, located at 217 North McLean Boulevard in Elgin. Bender Dental wants everyone to be informed, appreciated, and cared for at all times. To prove it, they now offer a new patient exam for just $29. That includes consult, x-ray, exam, and cleaning. Let Bender Dental help you have healthy teeth and gums for a lifetime. Located at 217 North McLean Boulevard in Elgin. Visit benderdentalcare.com.
Here at WRMN Radio, we try to connect with the community and discuss important issues, like our current mental health crisis. Here's Lori Baker, President and CEO of AID.
I think most people, when they see young children thinking about suicide at the ages of 5 and 6 and 7, I mean, that's shocking to me that children even know that they want to harm themselves somehow. I know it's difficult. I definitely feel the pinch. We all feel the pinch at the gas pump, at the grocery store, right, in our rents, but I think most people could handle 27 cents a day to help kids and seniors and people experiencing homelessness.
Discussions like this take place on the first shift, weekday mornings from 6 to 10, right here on WRMN AM 1410 and WRMN 1410 Radio on Facebook.
If you're not sure what to have for dinner, the Seven Dwarfs restaurant on the corner of Roosevelt and President in Wheaton has you covered. Their huge menu is sure to satisfy everyone. Enjoy the diner-styled atmosphere that's been serving up tasty food since the 50s. The Seven Dwarfs has lively decor and delicious entrees. They offer a hearty breakfast, plus 3 or 4 lunch specials daily. For dinner, it's all-you-can-eat fish on Fridays. And remember to try their barbecue ribs. Visit sevendwarfsrestaurant.com today.
There's a hidden gem in Elgin's South End. It harkens back to the days when going to a diner with family and friends was where everybody gathered for a delicious breakfast or lunch. Ray's Family Restaurant at 801 St. Charles Street in Elgin is a diner that you'll love, with tasty food. The atmosphere and the staff are friendly and fast. They're open until 3 p.m. daily. You can never go wrong with Ray's. Visit RaysFamilyRestaurant.com. That's RaysFamilyRestaurant.com. It is 6:08 here at WRMN, bright and early on a Monday morning, getting the middle of July cranked up. It is the 15th day of July, and it's time for the first shift. I'm Marky B reporting. As we get our mid-July 15th day underway, let's start with our Pledge of Allegiance and our national anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good Monday morning to you from WRMN and from the Fox River Valley Media Network.
Welcome to the first shift, right here on the Voice of the Valley, WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM. Don't get that excited. I'm only introducing Marky B. Exactly. Featuring local news and sports, your Fox Valley forecast, and local traffic twice an hour at 15 and 45 minutes past. Timely interviews, a radio shopping show preview, milestones and memories, and born on dates of the lates and greats. Elgin Trivia, and all of your phone calls, texts, and Facebook comments as part of the staff meeting. The First Shift is the most informative, entertaining, and interactive morning show in all of the Fox River Valley and beyond.
You liar!
Well, okay. At least it makes great background noise, whether you're at work, in the car, or at home.
Whatever.
Your host, Marky B, maintains an upbeat attitude every day despite the fact that he's saddled with an overall lack of talent, a delusioned ego, and false hope for a bright future.
Loser.
Yeah, he's pretty much a loser. But at least he tries. Welcome to Studio 14 in downtown Elgin for the first shift on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
AM 1410 and WRMN Radio on YouTube as we get things started on this mighty Monday morning, the 15th day of July, the 197th day of 2024. Week 29, quarter number 3 for you and me as we get into a brand new day, a brand new week, and a day of heat here in the Fox River Valley. I'll tell you about that with the Fox Valley forecast coming up in just a moment. Coming up on the Monday show, let's summarize the crazy weekend that we had. And it all starts at the top, right? With what happened in Pennsylvania on Saturday afternoon. That'll be something we certainly should discuss some this morning. Larry Jones walking in the door in just a moment. He'll be stretching out his vocal cords and joining me here in a little bit, and we'll discuss that here on the show. And you can discuss it with us by giving us a call at 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410. Next hour, Larry and myself will be here, and we can talk about the assassination attempt of Donald Trump. As the beat goes on, gets worse and worse. And Donald says, fight, fight, fight. And that's why he probably will become the next president of the United States, because he's a fighter. He's a fighter. And he did not get killed in the assassination attempt. He overcame, like he seems to always do. Talk about resilience. There's a resilient guy. Larry Jones in a bit. We'll talk about that. And you can give us a call and join us with your thoughts. Coming up in this hour, check the dumb daily holidays of the day. I'll check and see what we've got in the world of local news, the local news scene from the weekend. Hope you had a great weekend and dodged the rain. It was a very interesting weekend weather-wise, wasn't it? I guess kind of turbulent around here, just like we were turbulent in the news this weekend. Storm after storm periodically rolled through over the weekend. Some were worse than others. We had one late last night. We had one yesterday morning that tried to put a little wrinkle, a little dent in the Elgin History Museum car show and the festivities over at the museum, but the weather could not win. The History Museum car show prevailed, so we'll talk about that a little bit here in a bit. What you did over the weekend, let us know. Give us a call. Let's see what else is happening. So lots of rain over the weekend. We'll check this week's forecast coming up in just a moment. Also coming up this hour, like I said, some local news stories and your thoughts. We'll go to YouTube. We are on YouTube already at WRMN Radio on YouTube this morning. And you can chat with us on YouTube. The big boss man just brought some donuts in from Dunkin'. And Larry wants to make sure we don't waste any of the frosting on the box. As he gets a little scrape. So we got donuts on a Monday morning. That's always a good thing. We got coffee, we got donuts, and we're ready to go. Big Boss Man's also on YouTube starting us off this morning. He's got the day off, a rain day, because of the off and on rain that we've had over the weekend. The Rock and Rib Fest from Lake in the Hills was stopped a day early because of the rain. Thank you, Boss Man. 6:16 here at WRMN. So no Rock and Rib Fest yesterday. And your thoughts on YouTube. Boss Man sends us about 20 prayers to the prayer scoreboard. Okay, 21. I thought I was close. So we'll check your comments on YouTube. No nickname John's in. We'll see what the really bad joke, bad pun of the day is. We'll check text messages, too, if you want to send us a morning text and connect with us, as CK has at 4:19 this morning. She texted in at the new information line, 505-926-1410. That's the number, 505-926-1410. CK says, good morning, Mark, Larry, and all shifters. Hope you had a wonderful and safe weekend. Safe! It's hard to be safe sometimes. Right, Donald Trump? Enjoy your Monday and be safe. CK sends us 8 prayers for the prayer scoreboard and 7 American flags. And you can text us too at 505-926-1410. You can go old school like Blackhawks Brad did by giving me the word of the day with my own cell phone number. And today's word of the day from BHB is decry. I actually have a haiku written. Decry, to publicly denounce, to belittle, discredit, decry. Let's win this day, says Blackhawks Brad. The American flag flies, the eagle flies over the fabulous Fox River, and our 30th prayer from Blackhawks Brad. Tony Cool also sent me an old school message, and she let me know it's staff meeting number 131 today of the year. That's 1088 ACB, the 131st meeting of the year, 1088 overall since we started counting all this nonsense. Let's win this day. Tony Cool stamped the show with that slogan years ago. 4 exclamation marks for let's win this day. So we'll check messages with our first shift staff meeting throughout the morning. Now let's go over this forecast for you. See how long this off and on rain is going to continue to be in our forecast as the rainy summer continues. Mostly cloudy and 69 degrees this hour. Winds out of the south at 5 miles an hour. Patchy fog, maybe this morning for a little while, depending on where you are. Mostly sunny skies otherwise, with a high of 92 today once the sun does make its way through all this soupy nonsense that we have going on. 92 for the high. The heat index value of about 101 today. So it's going to be a hot day. It looks like we're in for maybe this final hot day before things get a little bit cooler. Showers and thunderstorms are likely again tonight. And some of the storms could be severe and produce heavy rainfall, as they have in recent days. Mostly cloudy with a low of 73 tonight. Warm again, so it'll be like this again tomorrow morning. Kind of warm and soupy. 73 tonight with a 70% chance of storms. Tomorrow, a slight chance of a storm, then partly sunny with a high of 85. It starts to get more mild as the week goes on. Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high of 80. That's a beautiful day in store for Wednesday. Thursday, sunshine with a high of 77. And Friday, sunshine with a high of 81. 3 nice days Wednesday through Friday. Today, hot, 92, some sunshine eventually, and then storms again tonight with a heat index value of 101 today. 69 this hour, 620 here at WRMN AM 1410 and WRMN Radio on YouTube. All right, coming up, we'll check the Dumb Daily Holidays and get into some news a little bit. Don't forget about the Bender Dental Feel-Good Story of the Day coming up at about 7:05 this morning. That's going to be a story about the resilience and the renewal of the Elgin Mall in East Dundee. Our Bender Dental Story of the Day, the positive story next hour. Put a smile on your face. Okay, let's see. This day in music history, Elton John in the news, I think. Elton John. In 1972, he earned his first #1 album in the United States with his 5th studio effort, Honky Chateau. Named for the 18th century French chateau in which it was recorded, the album featured a couple of top 10 singles. Honky Cat and this song, Rocket Man. It's 621 on WRMN AM 1410 and WRMN Radio on YouTube. Good morning.
Back last night, flight 0 hour, 9 a.m. And I'm gonna be high as a kite by then. I miss the earth so much, I miss my wife. It's lonely out in space on such a timeless flight. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh no, 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 I'm a rocket man, rocket man. Homes ain't the kind of place to raise your kids. In fact, it's cold as hell, and there's no one there to raise them if you did. And all the science I don't understand, it's just my job 5 days a week. A rocket touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man that think I am at home. Oh, no, no, no. I'm a rocket man, burning out the fuse out there alone. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man that think I am at home. Oh, no, no, no. I'm a rocket man, burning out the fuse out here alone. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time.
Elton John, Rocket Man, to get us started this morning on this Monday. WRMN AM 1410 and WRMN Radio on YouTube. Welcome to a brand new week. We'll check some local news here in just a couple of moments, and we'll see if our news service updated the news. Probably did. If not, we'll hear it one time and not do it again this morning. Larry Jones is here. He'll join me in a little bit as well, and we'll talk about everything crazy that happened over the weekend. It's 6:26 on WRMN. A little bit of news coming up next.
Good wine and food bring people together. Vine and Plate Wine Bar and Provisions serves globally inspired plates and wines from around the world, bringing people together and creating moments that focus on what life is all about. Vine and Plate offers shared plates, flatbreads, sandwiches, and salads. You can choose wines from everywhere, and there's an extensive whiskey list too. Ingredients matter. Quality matters. Every detail matters. Visit thevineandplate.com today.
American Legion Post 57 in Elgin, Illinois presents Legion Cruise Nights. Wednesdays, May 8th, June 12th, July 10th, August 14th, and September 11th from 5 to 8 p.m. Come out and enjoy a great evening of cars, food, and music. Motorcycles, cars, trucks, military vehicles are all welcome. 50-50 raffles, door prizes. The event being sponsored by the American Legion Riders Post 57. 820 North Liberty Street in Elgin, Illinois.
A dream that's been cooking for years, Maria's Little Italy in Sycamore is waiting for you to come and enjoy authentic recipes handed down for generations. Stop in and enjoy bruschetta, handmade focaccia bread, pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and more. Dine in, take out, delivery, or catering is all available. Go to mariaslittleitaly.com and see what you've been missing. From their family to yours, welcome to Maria's Little Italy, where food brings families together.
On July 13th at 6:30 p.m., join the Schaumburg Boomers at 6:30 p.m. for Jersey Giveaway. The first 1,500 fans will receive a Boomers replica jersey. Then help the Boomers strike out pediatric cancer with Gold Glove Charities Fireworks Night. On July 14th at 1 p.m., the first 1,500 fans receive a Boomers pickleball paddle, thanks to Now Foods. Also, pregame catch on the field and postgame autographs presented by Wintrust. We are Lions International, the world's largest service organization. We are volunteers committed to strengthening our communities and supporting those in need, one act of kindness at a time. For more than a century, Lions have been serving a world in need, right here in our community and around the world. Lions International makes the impossible possible. This is your invitation to join us, because the only thing missing from our mission to make a difference is you. Visit lionsclub.org to find a local Lions Club near you.
Looking for a place to try for breakfast or lunch? You'll find a gem of a restaurant with amazing food and great prices at the Tripleberry Cafe, 435 Angela Lane in Crystal Lake. For breakfast, try Tripleberry's strawberry cheesecake French toast, ribeye steak and eggs, or carnitas skillets. At lunch, there's the AM Burger or Chipotle Chicken BLT. There's delicious homemade cream of mushroom soup. For tasty home cooking, Tripleberry Cafe is the place to be. Visit tripleberrycafe.com.
We ask seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your Senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 800-699-9043.
All right, 6:30 on this Monday morning. We have mostly cloudy skies and 69 degrees. Winds are out of the south at 5 miles per hour. Another hot one in store, 92. Maybe some storms again tonight, about a 70% chance. So we had some pretty fierce storms late last night. I guess I missed those. I actually was falling asleep when that all started up. I could see the lightning and the thunder rolling in. Fortunately, I was able to sleep deeply enough to miss most of that. But I see a few of the remnants this morning, and another round of that could be coming tonight. The Elgin Township Republicans golf tournament is today. Good luck to David Tees. Thanks for stopping by, David, and showing off the What Makes America Great outfit that he's got on, celebrating the survival of Donald Trump this weekend in another crazy political incident. We'll talk about that with Larry Jones next hour. WRMN News Time, 6:31. It is 69 degrees. Let's win this day. Elgin and the Fox River Valley are open for business. Good morning.
With your AM 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan. Brought to you by Linzess. The Elgin Police Department have now confirmed that gunfire occurred on May 2nd in the 700 block of Bent Ridge Lane, following an initial investigation which could not verify if a shooting had taken place. Authorities are urging anyone with relevant information to come forward and help with the investigation. You can contact the Elgin Police Department for further information. Residents of Elgin have a unique opportunity to influence the future of local infrastructure at an upcoming public meeting on Thursday, July 18th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the center of Elgin. Community members can engage in discussions about the Chicago and Kimball Streets bridges. The identity of a young man killed by an off-duty Kane County Sheriff's Office deputy has been released. 18-year-old Tyquaz Nichols was shot and killed by an off-duty sheriff's deputy on July 8th. The shooting remains under investigation by the Kane County Coroner's Office and the Kane County Major Crimes Task Force. With your AM 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's sea to shining sea, and water damage as far as the eye can see.
It's America.
It's freshly mowed grass and a fence that was freshly vandalized by a pack of unruly teens.
It's America.
It's also round-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. Major League Baseball pausing for the All-Star break. The Midsummer Classic is tomorrow night, 8 Eastern in Arlington, Texas. The always popular Home Run Derby is tonight. That's an 8 Eastern start time. Mets first baseman Pete Alonso looking to tie Ken Griffey Jr. with his third Home Run Derby title. Hometown favorite and World Series hero Adolis Garcia trying to become the fourth Derby participant to win the contest in his home ballpark. Heading into the break, division leaders in the AL is Baltimore atop the East, Cleveland atop the Central, and the Mariners leading the AL West. The Philadelphia Phillies lead the NL East. They have the best record in baseball at 62-34. Milwaukee the leader atop the NL Central, with the Dodgers atop the NL West. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
As part of summer's greatest hits, it's the first ever Macy's All-Star Week. Join us for an incredible lineup of live events in store every day, like fashion shows, beauty demos, and more fun for the family. Now through Tuesday, July 23rd. Plus, shop our best summer deals, like 50% off swim, sandals, and more. And exclusives just for Star Rewards members. You don't want to miss this. Go to Macys.com/events to see what's at your local store. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow, for all day freshness.
Here are the headline stories from Elgin newspapers 100 years ago today. Brought to you by the Elgin Area Historical Society.
The stories today were in Elgin newspapers on July 15th, 1924. Garages in Elgin and nearby cities were visited by police today in an effort to secure trace of a vampire motorist who last night overturned a horse-drawn vehicle, throwing its occupants into a ditch, and then sped away without stopping. The machine is believed damaged slightly. In their search, police looked for a car with a damaged radiator and a broken windshield. 2 Elgin youths were filled with buckshot, and a county motorcycle officer of Elgin was slightly wounded today in a thrilling gun battle between county and state enforcement officers and 2 alleged moonshiners barricaded in their home at Carpentersville. It was not until 5 o'clock this morning that the battle, which started shortly after midnight last night, was ended. The alleged moonshiners were locked up in the county jail, and their 2 victims were at St. Joseph's Hospital. More than 200 shots were exchanged by Sheriff Herman Vierke and his deputies and the 2 men before their capture was effected. With their hands above their heads, they walked from the alleged moonshine joint and surrendered after learning that it was county officers and not a gang of suspected rowdies that had been battling. Inauguration of a strenuous campaign against carnivals and an added appeal addressed to Mayor Earl R. Kelly and the City Council protesting against the use of Highland Avenue as a route for their wagons from train to field was announced today by Highland Avenue residents. Many a sleepless night had been spent by Highland Avenue residents this season on account of the noises from carnival wagons. The bother and annoyances of a carnival in Elgin are multiple, the protesting residents say. If carnivals must show in Elgin, steps ought to be taken to provide different access than along one of the prettiest streets in the city, another protester said. Carnivals aren't any good to the community anyway. The heavy wagons, besides not being conducive to sleep, damage the pavement to a considerable extent.
That's it for today. Be sure to tune in again for more news from 100 years ago. And don't forget to visit the Elgin History Museum, located in Old Main at 360 Park Street. You can find its hours of operation and programs offered at elginhistory.org.
All right. Thank you very much, Linda Rock. Rocking our world and kicking us into a Monday. 6:38 Monday morning, 3 days before the 200th day of the year. Studio 14, downtown Elgin, is where we are. Got a few birds hopping around out on the sidewalk. What they're not going to find is one ginormous fresh jalapeno. Because I got that right here. Fresh jalapeno off of the WRMN Children's Garden crop. That's a big jalapeno I got, isn't it? Yeah. 6:39 here at WRMN. Monday morning. It'll be all right. We got lots of stories to cover, and here comes CK pulling up. Now we know it's going to be all right. For sure, as comforting Kathleen, the leader of the band, is here to fire off another week with us. Well, you heard from Linda Rock talking about the events that happened 100 years ago in Elgin on July 15th. And, of course, it's brought to you by the Elgin History Museum. What a day for the museum yesterday, stepping up and looking great. Probably providing a cooling center for some people yesterday that wanted to get up out of the heat of the car show for a few minutes. It was a hot one. I felt bad for Rick Lindy, of Rick Lindy and the Wild Ones, but he doesn't listen to old Marky B. I said those boys shouldn't wear all black. All black Rick Lindy was wearing, and he looked not comfortable. He did not look comfortable, as he did a great job, but I caught him in the parking lot after he and his band were done performing, right before he was about to leave. He said, "Yeah, now I got another gig to go to." I said, "Oh boy, really?" He had to play in Riverside last night, another show, after playing in the heat of the Sunday afternoon sunshine at the Elgin History Museum. So, bet Rick slept well last night. It's 6:41 here at WRMN. I hope he stayed hydrated, because he didn't look like a real happy man after his show was over with yesterday. It was a great day, though. A lot of great cars, and I had the hippie van out there. We'll talk to Larry about that a little bit next hour, too. If you were out there, let us know how you felt about things. Lots of wonderful cars we have in this area, classic cars. I had the best van at the show. I had the best van at the show because I had the only van at the show. I think the hippie van's got some uniqueness in that way. If Roger Taylor doesn't show up with his van, I got the only one. I'll win best van at every contest. Well, maybe I shouldn't get ahead of myself. 6:42 here at WRMN on a Monday morning. Checking into the news a little bit. Of course, we are going to talk next hour about what happened over the weekend. You are free to share your thoughts. I'm not sure. I don't watch a lot of TV, so I read a couple of stories. I saw a little bit of video, but I didn't dive deep into learning every single detail that occurred in Butler, Pennsylvania on Saturday. So I'll be learning a little bit next hour, probably from you, from Larry, if you want to share your thoughts on what went down with Donald Trump being shot in the ear. Yes, he's lucky to be alive. A better shot, or had he cocked his head the wrong way at the wrong time, or moved just slightly to the right, or whatever, and he'd be dead right now. We really have a turbulent situation on our hands, wouldn't we? But Donald's a survivor. He's a fighter, and And some of the video from that's pretty amazing. And will live on probably in American history. As we see that one shot of the bodyguards trying to restrain him while he pumps his fist, and you see the American flag. That's a classic shot. That's a classic Time magazine kind of image, isn't it? 6:43 here at WRMN. On the heels of an apparent attempt to kill him, former President Trump, called for unity and resilience. He is certainly resilient. As shocked leaders across the political divide recoiled, it says here, from the shooting that left him injured but fine, and the gunman and a rally-goer dead. Now we have the Republican convention going on in Milwaukee. That starts tomorrow, right? The upper part of Trump's right ear was pierced in the shooting. His aides said he was in great spirits after the shooting, and yesterday, I guess. In a subsequent post on Sunday, Trump said it was God alone who prevented the unthinkable from happening. God prevented that from happening, so who does God want to become president of the United States? In this moment, it is more important than ever we stand united and show our true character as Americans, remaining strong and determined and not allowing evil to win, his post said. The FBI early Sunday identified the shooter as Thomas Matthew Crooks, age 20, Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. Secret Service agents fatally shot the gunman. The gunman attacked from an elevated position outside the rally venue at a farm show in Butler. One attendee was killed and 2 spectators were critically injured. All were identified as men. More on the story coming up next hour when Larry joins me. He's stretching out his vocal cords right now, joining CK and Anna the Chairman. Downtown Jose is now here. And we have a little crew building up to hang out with the first shift here on a Monday morning. Let's see. So Larry will be in shortly. Other stories from the weekend. Well, it turned out to be the not-so-rockin' Rib Fest. That's how we started our weekend. Lake in the Hills on Friday afternoon. It was rockin' on Friday. It was a hot Friday afternoon. We set up for a broadcast. And we were there before the actual Rib Fest had really gotten cranked up. People were filing in. I think the gates opened at 4:30 on Friday. And our broadcast was from 4 until 6. I got to be a cameraman again for a little while. That was fun. Leah and Matt were the broadcasters on WRMN that day, and they had lots of interviews of people that had vendor booths and such as that at the Rib Fest. Got to taste some great ribs from Cowboys and from Mojo's. Those were the 2 booths that we tasted some ribs from. Very good, very meaty. And so that was nice. So thanks for the hospitality. Mother Nature wasn't so hospitable to Rockin' Rib Fest the rest of the weekend. Friday night was good. I'm sure they rocked out. But starting on Saturday, they started to have some issues with the weather. Heavy rains left the grounds waterlogged and unsafe Saturday. And so Rib Fest in Lake in the Hills was shut down a day early. I guess they didn't have it at all yesterday. The festival was scheduled to wrap up yesterday. Soggy conditions at the Sunset Park prompted officials to end the festivities early. A lot of rain late Saturday night, then again, quite a bit of rain yesterday morning early. Wade Merritt, who was with Leah on the broadcast Friday, he's president of the event, Rotary Club of Lake in the Hills, said organizers did not want to risk damage to the park from foot and vehicle traffic. And it was pretty soggy with all the rain. It was pretty much one big field. So yeah, it could have been tore up quite a bit, I guess. The weather did not cooperate with Rock and Rib Fest visitors and organizers over the weekend. On Saturday, the grounds were briefly evacuated due to storms passing through. The attractions were reopened, though the festival then ended about 40 minutes later. So once the weather affected things Saturday, they tried to reopen, but the festivities ended about 40 minutes after they reopened. So a statement from the Lake in the Hills Police Department said the decision to end the festival early was made with safety in mind. So at Bartlett last weekend, there was some issues with kids setting off fireworks, interrupting the festival in Bartlett. This weekend, it was the weather setting off the fireworks, the thunder and the lightning. In Lake in the Hills, some of these festivals are having some of their, some different individual problems that they're trying to overcome this summer. 6:49 here at WRMN. We also had the trifecta of deaths this weekend. From a celebrity standpoint, Dr. Ruth Westheimer died, 96 years old. Richard Simmons bit the dust at the age of 76. And Shannon Doherty from Beverly Hills 90120 died at age 53 after a years-long battle with cancer. Doherty, I guess, was a party animal back in the day. That's what I was reading about her last night. Yeah. People magazine called Doherty the iconic bad girl of the 90s, citing her reputation for partying, turning up late on television sets, and feuding with actors and her bosses. She acknowledged in 2023 in an interview on a podcast that, she would get a little carried away when she was frequenting nightclubs in her early 20s back in the 1990s. Shannon Doherty, age 53, she was Brenda Walsh on the 1990s TV drama Beverly Hills 90120. So we'll talk more about that with Larry here briefly when he comes in. 6:50 here at WRMN. Looks like we're going to have to share a camera this morning, so I'll mess with the camera shot at the top of the hour. Our camera that went to Lake in the Hills Fest on Friday provides our second camera here in the studio. Not hooked up at the moment, so I guess I'll center this other camera, and we'll get Larry and I both on it and do our thing this morning. Larry with me here shortly, 6:51 here at WRMN. What else is happening? Staff meeting? Let's take it to YouTube for a couple of minutes. Let's go to the Beehive Bar and Grill and see what the buzz is all about this morning. Captain Keith says, stay well this Monday, shifters. All shifters matter in the eyes of the captain. Captain Keith, senior engineer, Elgin High, class of 1978, back when life was great and I was 8. No nickname John in the house. Good morning, first shifters. Today is Celebrate Horses Day. Uh-oh. Certified Crazy Kathy would like that. She's a big fan of horses, you know. Celebrate Horses Day today. All right, so on Celebrate Horses Day, a man was admitted to a hospital after celebrating by swallowing 6 plastic horses. That's unfortunate. Can we cut the jazz down for a minute, Mr. Producer? Thank you. You're welcome. 6:52 here at WRMN, because I got to play the horse sound again for Crazy Kathy. The horse likes to snort at the end of that soundbite, by the way. And I have to let you know that we can't have jazz music in the background of the really bad joke of the day. So here it comes from No Nickname John. A man I admitted to a hospital after celebrating by swallowing 6 plastic horses. His condition is reported as stable.
Please be quiet.
This needs to stop. Now.
Shut up!
Stable, says No Nickname John. Where'd you come up with that one? 3 prayers from No Nickname John give us 33 on the prayer scoreboard. 6:53 here at WRMN. All right, music guy, you can re-cue the jazz music if you'd like to now. I said you can re-cue the jazz music if you'd like to now. I guess he doesn't want to. 6:53 here at WRMN. There it is. Now re-cue it. Thank you for being right on top of it. You're welcome. The alter ego is my producer. 6:54 here at WRMN. No Nickname John comes up big on a Monday. I'm gonna give John an 8 on that one. Kind of a crazy joke, but the creativity level was good, so I think he's going to get this an 8 on a Monday. Way to go, John. From the 1 to 10 Marky B rating scale. Becky Blue checks in. Hello and happy Monday. I hope you are all safe this morning after last night's storms. Here's some sunshine to make your day a little better. From Becky Blue, sending 8 rays of sunshine. That's her form. That's her contribution to the prayer scoreboard. The sunshine scoreboard. Becky Blue. Linda Carter says, good morning, Larry J. Welcome back to Monday. And good morning, first shifters. Have a blessed day. And Cartman Dan checks in. Good morning, everyone. Have a great day. Windows and painting done. Oceanside, California. That's where the Cartman is. Going to Wisconsin Beach in Oceanside. And he'll be back on Wednesday to catch fish here locally again. Thanks, Cartman Dan, for saying hey from Oceanside, California. On a Monday morning, the power of YouTube. So there's a little bit of the buzz in the beehive this morning. We'll continue to check that. Hey, good morning to Westside Freddy, by the way. He is checking in today. Morning, Westside Freddy. Stop the jazz, please. Westside Freddy needs his soundbite, please. Thank you very much. You're welcome. 6:55 here at WRMN. All right, well, about 3 minutes before the top of the hour. I'll save the haiku for now. We'll touch on a little music heading into the top here. This is a great song. I should have saved this for 9 o'clock. Because we do have more music morning coming up at 9 o'clock today. And I want to hear this full song, and I'm not going to be able to play the full song for you right now. So maybe I'll bring it back a little bit later in its entirety in the 9 o'clock hour. But this time around, we are going to play some Julian Lennon to take you out of this hour. His father was John. You may have heard of him. He was with this band called the Beatles. His mother was Julia. She was hit and killed on this day in 1958 by a car driven by an off-duty policeman. John was 17 at the time of the tragedy, lived with his Aunt Mimi. He was very close with his mother, Julia. And she was one of his biggest supporters at Quarrymen shows. The Quarrymen, the band that they were a part of before the Beatles. The loss inspired several of the artist's songs, including 1968's Julia with the Beatles. Julia and Julian, John's son Julian, was named after Julia. And so let's go into the 7 o'clock hour here with a part of this song. I'm going to do it justice in the 9 o'clock hour and play it in its entirety. Volate? I always forget how to say the name of this song. Doesn't matter. It's a good song. And you're going to catch a piece of it right now to take us into the top of the hour news. 6:57 here at WRMN AM 1410 and WRMN Radio on YouTube.
Sitting on the doorstep of the house again to fall. I can feel you there. Thinking of a reason, well, it's really not very hard to love you even though you nearly lost my heart. How can I explain the meaning of our love? It fits so
their family Mexican history. Churros are made daily with love. Churros and Chocolate at 2533 West Algonquin Road has churros made from family recipes with care and fresh each day with delicious fillings. There's also the Frida Cafe where you can relax and catch up with a friend while having a warm drink. Try Churros and Chocolate specialty churros, the churro sundae, or take home a churro cake. Visit churros, the letter Y, chocolateinc.com.
Garibaldi's Italian Eatery offers Italian dishes, subs, kids menus, and their delicious pizza. The foundation of a great pizza starts with the crust. Garibaldi's crust is crunchy at the bottom, airy in the middle, and perfect every time. The finest ingredients are used to give their pizza this exquisite crust and wonderful taste. Dine at either of the Garibaldi's 2 locations in Hoffman Estates and Arlington Heights. Free party rooms are available too. Visit Garibaldi.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 7 o'clock.
With your AM 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan. Brought to you by Linzess. The Elgin Police Department have now confirmed that gunfire occurred on May 2nd in the 700 block of Bent Ridge Lane. Following an initial investigation which could not verify if a shooting had taken place, authorities are urging anyone with relevant information to come forward and help with the investigation. You can contact the Elgin Police Department for further information. Residents of Elgin have a unique opportunity to influence the future of local infrastructure at an upcoming public meeting on Thursday, July 18th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the center of Elgin. Community members can engage in discussions about the Chicago and Kimball Streets bridges. The identity of a young man killed by an off-duty Kane County Sheriff's Office deputy has been released. 18-year-old Tyquaz Nichols was shot and killed by an off-duty sheriff's deputy on July 8th. The shooting remains under investigation by the Kane County Coroner's Office and the Kane County Major Crimes Task Force. With your AM 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's sea to shining sea, and water damage as far as the eye can see. It's America. It's freshly mowed grass and a fence that was freshly vandalized by a pack of unruly teens. It's America. It's also round-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. No matter the time of the day, WRMN 1410 AM is your platform to voice your views, share your stories, and connect with the Valley like never before. We're more than just radio. We're a community conversation that's always live, always local, and always looking for your input. Want to chime in on the drive time deal with Matt McNeil? Got a hot tip for first shift with Marky B? Or maybe you've got a question for a one-on-one with Leah. Now's the time to make your voice heard by calling Studio 14 at 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410. You can join in the dialogue from wherever you are by commenting on our YouTube live streams at WRMN Radio. Hit the subscribe button to get notified when we go live and bring your comments to the table. It's easy, it's fun, and hey, it's what neighbors do. We talk, we listen, we engage. You're not just the audience, you're part of the show. Call in, comment, and let's make radio interactive. WRMN 1410 AM, where your words are part of our wavelength.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. Baseball Sunday, the Cubs beat the Cardinals 8-3. Jamison Taillon got the win. He's 7-4. 3 runs on 7 hits over 5 2/3 with 3 strikeouts. Pete Crow Armstrong and Chris Morrell each homered twice. Tomas Nido and Ian Happ also homered for the Cubs, who split the 4-game set. Alec Burleson went deep for St. Louis. The Cubs headed to the All-Star break 47-51, 5th in the NL Central, 8.5 games out of first place, a half game behind fourth place Cincinnati. The Cardinals 50 and 46, 4.5 games behind first place Milwaukee. The Pirates beat the White Sox 9-4. Joey Bart and Brian Reynolds went deep for Pittsburgh. Andrew Benintendi and Luis Robert Jr. each had 3 hits for the White Sox, who've lost 4 straight in 10 of 13. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
As part of summer's greatest hits, it's the first ever Macy's All-Star Week. Join us for an incredible lineup of live events in store every day, like fashion shows, beauty demos, and more fun for the family. Now through Tuesday, July 23rd. Plus, shop our best summer deals, like 50% off swim, sandals, and more. And exclusives just for Star Rewards members. You don't want to miss this. Go to Macys.com/events to see what's at your local store. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash.
A dream that's been cooking for years, Maria's Little Italy in Sycamore is waiting for you to come and enjoy authentic recipes handed down for generations. Stop in and enjoy bruschetta, handmade focaccia bread, pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and more. Dine in, take out, delivery, or catering is all available. Go to mariaslittleitaly.com and see what you've been missing. From their family to yours, welcome to Maria's Little Italy, where food brings families together. A dream that's been cooking for years, Maria's Little Italy in Sycamore is waiting for you to come and enjoy authentic recipes handed down for generations. Stop in and enjoy bruschetta, handmade focaccia bread, pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and more. Dine in, take out, delivery, or catering is all available. Go to mariaslittleitaly.com and see what you've been missing. From their family to yours, welcome to Maria's Little Italy, where food brings families together.
It is 7:06. Larry Jones joins me in just a few minutes. I'm going to adjust this camera shot, see if I can get us both in. But let's start this hour with a smile. It's the Bender Dental Feel Good start to the day. Bender Dental, putting a smile on your face, a good-looking smile. You'll hear more about Bender Dental in just a moment. But we start this hour with a story that corresponds with Bender Dental and some good news if you're a friend of the Elgin Mall or a supporter of the Elgin Mall. It's a renaissance time. 2 years ago, the fate of Elgin Mall vendors was uncertain. Late July 2022, the more than 80 mall vendors learned the building owner planned to close the mall and they would have to find a new home. Last Thursday, it's this coming Thursday. This Thursday, a soft opening is expected for the new Elgin Mall of East Dundee. That's what it's called, the Elgin Mall of East Dundee. A grand opening celebration is planned for sometime in August. After years on McLean Boulevard in Elgin, the Elgin Mall closed to shoppers July 7th. Vendors were out of a mall by Wednesday and have been busy setting up shop in what was once a grocery store and a strip mall at the northwest corner of Routes 72 and 25 in East Dundee. Though only a few days separate, the final move-out day and a targeted soft opening, plans for the East Dundee location have been in the works for more than a year, involved overcoming a few hurdles, including a veto from East Dundee Village President Jeff Lynham. A popular weekend destination, the Elgin Mall attracts shoppers from the Chicago region looking for traditional Mexican clothes, religious items, jewelry, books, electronics, furniture, and other products. Mall representatives are confident their loyal customer base will follow them to East Dundee. I'm sure we'll talk more about this. Maybe we'll have to have their leader, Rosa Leal, one of the leaders of the new mall management group, on the air here soon. Congratulations to the Elgin Mall as they continue to expand. And the new mall offers more of a finished look with walls instead of cloth partitions separating each shop. So they're stepping up their game. There's your Bender Dental Smile of the day, the feel-good start to the day right here at WRMN AM 1410 and WRMN Radio on YouTube. Larry Jones is lurking in the offing, and we'll have our first shift 7 o'clock hour coming up in just a couple of moments.
Bender Dental Care, located at 217 North McLean Boulevard in Elgin. Bender Dental wants everyone to be informed, appreciated, and cared for at all times. To prove it, they now offer a new patient exam for just $29. That includes consult, x-ray, exam, and cleaning. Let Bender Dental help you have healthy teeth and gums for a lifetime. Located at 217 North McLean Boulevard in Elgin. Visit benderdentalcare.com.
From morning coffee to your evening commute, WRMN 1410 AM is here for you, the faithful friend that brings you local news, timely topics, and the friendliest voices in the Valley. Stay informed, entertained, and engaged with our full lineup of shows, streaming all day, every day at WRMN1410.com or on the WRMN app. Wherever you are, we're right there with you. So why switch stations? Stick with the one that has it all. WRMN 1410 AM, your daily companion, your constant conversation.
Come see the only train-themed restaurant where all the seating is on the tracks. Two Toots Train Whistle Grill on Main Street in both Bartlett and Glen Ellen is always fun and always fresh. Two Toots Train Whistle Grill serves 100% grass-fed beef hot dogs and burgers. There's also chicken nuggets, mac and cheese, and more, all loaded up on 2 Lionel O-scale trains and delivered directly to your seat. No one sits away from the fun, regardless of age. When a train arrives delivering your food, you'll smile ear to ear. Visit twotoots.com.
It's always exciting to hear Elgin business owners like Tanner Melvin of Side Street Studios share positivity about the local community.
Elgin is on its way, and it has been, and sometimes, we got set back, the pandemic, and it's been rough. Everyone has felt it, and in so many different ways. What we're trying to do is a lot of hand-holding and shoulder rubbing and being like, it's okay, it's okay. Mm-hmm. We're trying to get this town a lot more money. We're very lucky to live in this community right now. There's nothing like this around here.
Feel the positive power of the first shift with me, Marky B, weekday mornings on WRMN. Be sure to catch the first shift weekday mornings from 6 to 10 a.m. for important information like fire tips from Elgin Fire Chief Rob Sagan.
The thing in the winter that we're more concerned with is carbon monoxide, because that we don't get in the summer. That carbon monoxide issues occur because of heating equipment. Anything that burns natural gas, if it is faulty, can generate high levels of carbon monoxide, which in time can be fatal. So I can't emphasize enough the importance of having carbon monoxide detectors in your home. Every single year you will see somewhere in the country, and usually we'll get 1 or 2 in the Chicagoland area, where you'll see multiple fatalities in one home. You can't smell carbon monoxide, you can't taste carbon monoxide, you have no idea it's happening. And so it's critically important that you have the right detectors in your home.
It's the first shift weekday mornings at 6 a.m. with me, Marky B, right here on WRMN.
On July 13th at 6:30 p.m., join the Schaumburg Boomers at 6:30 p.m. for Jersey Giveaway. The first 1,500 fans will receive a Boomers replica jersey. Then help the Boomers strike out pediatric cancer with Gold Glove Charities Fireworks Night. On July 14th at 1 p.m., the first 1,500 fans receive a Boomers pickleball paddle, thanks to Now Foods. Also, pregame catch on the field and postgame autographs presented by Wintrust.
It's easier than you think for pests to threaten your family's health. Ticks, which spread dangerous diseases, hide in tall grasses and even on your pets. Rodents easily invade your home, contaminate food, and can carry more than 35 diseases. Mosquitoes, which breed in standing water, transmit many diseases. Get the facts you need to protect your family at pestworld.org. It's that easy. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
You never know what or who you'll hear from on the first shift with me, Marky B. Like Tim Skoning, a WRMN news reporter back in the 1960s.
The jingles you all play, they were purchased by Dick Sutter. He was at some radio convention. He came back with this reel. I remember them playing that in the studio. We were so excited. We thought we were network now. And it's the same jingles today.
That's great.
Every time I hear them, I get excited about it.
I'm sure.
It's a lot of fun.
Fun times on the first shift, right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
off the ground. I said, young man, 'cause you're in a new town. There's no need to be unhappy, young man. There's a place you can go. I said, young man, when you're short on your dough, you can stay there. And I'm sure you will find many ways to have a good time.
Everybody now.
It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to
The best of the Village People. They didn't have a lot of hits to choose from. Welcome to the 7 o'clock hour of the first shift, but they were certainly a unique bunch. And they start the show with YMCA today here at WRMN. On a Monday morning, let's see, they were in the news on this day in history. This song was from, what, the late 1970s? Victor Edward Willis in 2005 on this date. He was the original policeman in the Village People. He was arrested on this date in 2005 after police found a gun and drugs in his convertible in Daly City, south of San Francisco. Willis also had an outstanding $15,000 felony warrant for possession of narcotics. Their 1978 hit YMCA, one of the best-selling singles of all time. Welcome to this hour of the first shift. Larry Jones is here. He made quite a policeman, didn't he, Larry Jones?
Yeah, he really did. Yeah.
Arrested on this day in 2005.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Am I down? It sounds...
You're fine on the air.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah.
All righty. Yeah, I don't know. When they talk about in his convertible, you always hope he's not riding around with the top down with all kinds of paraphernalia and weapons showing and stuff, and then wondering if, how they caught him.
And maybe his Village People policeman outfit on?
Maybe so. Yeah, maybe so. I don't know. I bet Tim could tell us, but I imagine that gets played on a regular basis over there at Boomer Stadium.
Yeah.
It's played in every minor league stadium everywhere all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those songs you try to get the crowd up.
Yeah, probably at every wedding reception. Don't you think still or not?
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
Celebration by Kool and the Gang.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And YMCA by the Village People.
Mm-hmm.
Sporting event songs over the last 40 years. That and We Are the Champions.
Yeah.
We Will Rock You.
Sweet Caroline. Not the later version. Who did the later version that's popular? Not the Neil Diamond first one that didn't have all of the...
I never knew there was a later version of Sweet Caroline. I thought...
No, I think somebody made a version that's got that Sweet Caroline. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
Well, that happens in the Neil Diamond version, doesn't it?
No, but there's somebody that made one, maybe 90s or 80s, that had more.
Oh, it was a little more emphatic?
And faster, and somebody will know that. That's why we throw this stuff out there.
I know. We want to challenge our listeners.
I don't even know if we challenge them. We just need to rely on them. Not just for that, but to call, right?
Right.
Yeah. To tune in on YouTube.
Subscribe to our YouTube page.
Yeah.
We have a number of people on YouTube this morning. The Soto family checks in. Good morning, Mark and the First Shifters. Hector, Ninny Rose, Jeremiah, Uncle Boom Boom in the house.
I like sitting closer to you.
You do?
I can maybe grab some of your snacks that I watch you have throughout the show.
Well, I got 2 boiled eggs left.
I see that.
Look at this fresh jalapeno there.
The fresh jalapeno.
From the WRMN Children's Garden.
That's a nice one. Very green.
Very plump.
Yes.
And green, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you could get
plump pepper.
Get you a bite of that.
That could be your Mexican restaurant name right there, buddy. The plump pepper.
That's a good name.
I know it.
The plump pepper. You can have some cherries.
Yeah.
But we don't really need any because the ladies brought all kinds of stuff, and Roger brought.
I know.
Brownies.
I know.
Brownies. I've had a brownie and a donut already.
Yeah, it's like a health store. I avoided the brownie. I avoided it.
Well, he shoved it in my face.
Oh, yeah.
He would have felt bad had I not taken one.
Oh, so it's all about not hurting Roger's feelings?
Absolutely.
Wow, what a giving, caring man you are.
You see what a sensitive guy he is.
Yeah, I do see that. Yes. That's why I blew him a kiss when I walked out of there. I didn't want. I'd already hurt him by turning down the brownie, so I didn't want to. I didn't want to do more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice little crowd hanging out this morning with us, yeah. On a Monday, helping us get it back into the week. Anna brought some coffee, so nice to...
Isn't everybody so sweet?
Monday morning, the extra little boost of energy and morale is needed on a Monday morning.
I agree with you. Yeah.
So 7:19, we do have one early phone call. So let's go ahead and take it, and then we'll get on with the conversation, which can go many places today after a crazy weekend.
Who's our first caller, Mark?
Well, thanks for asking. You can almost see it today for the first time ever. It's Fred Gomez.
Okay.
Otherwise known as Westside Freddy.
Yes.
His name actually shows up as his name on the ID.
Wow.
Some do, some don't. I don't know how that works. It depends on what kind of phone you have, I guess.
I guess so.
Some show up as wireless caller. Some show up as all kinds of different things. But Westside is Westside Freddy. Good morning, Westside. How are you?
Hey, morning, guys. How you doing?
Hey, Fred.
Okay, buddy.
Damn. I've always wondered about that song, YMCA. Maybe some people can call who've actually stayed at the YMCA.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun to stay at the YMCA, Westside Freddy.
Even Barney Fife often talks about staying at the YMCA in Raleigh. So,
yeah.
There must be something going on about that.
Used to be cheap single occupancy rooms for men, but yeah, cheap.
Huh?
I remember. I had an uncle who used to stay at the YMCA in downtown Joliet, and I think the YMCA in Naperville still has rooms, but I've never seen him anywhere else, so I don't know what.
I don't know if there was. The first YMCA I remember was on Chicago Street, right at the east edge of the river. Now that's kind of where that Riverside Drive connects Highland to Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And I think there was rooms in there when it was first built as well. I think they were kind of known for that kind of thing as well. Yep.
Anyway, that's all I was saying.
So you could,
and plus,
so I'm sorry. So it was like
getting a weird echo, so I can't really hear. There was an earthquake, and I felt a little shake around 3:00 in the morning.
CK mentioned that too. I thought she was hallucinating.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah, because nobody else in the green room, everybody's like going, "What?" But she seemed pretty sure of it. So.
Are you sure it wasn't just a rock and thunderstorm or something?
Yeah, I mean,
right, no,
there was so much stuff going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of looked up, but I usually wake up around 3:00 to go to dialysis. So that's where I'm at now. So I was distinctively heard it. I remember when it hit like the winter of 2009.
I do too.
We had a big one come through too.
It was
a big earthquake?
Yeah. I mean, compared to what we have, and San Francisco would have been like a burp. But,
right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
It's funny because you can hear it coming in the distance. Just like shoots by like a rocket. So pretty crazy. But that's all I added. I don't want to talk too long.
All right, buddy. Thanks,
Let
Fred.
Other people check in.
Have a great day,
you guys
man.
Have a great show.
Thanks, Westside.
Yeah.
All right, Westside Freddy.
Yeah.
With an earthquake alert from 3:00 in the morning. You wouldn't, unless it was something substantial, you wouldn't probably think that most things that you might hear, or even if you felt something shake, would be an earthquake.
That one in 2009 woke me up.
Yeah.
And because it rattled stuff in the house. It rattled stuff. So it was kind of, is there any chance we qualify for any kind of relief funds or anything?
If your house was damaged, maybe?
Well, I'm just thinking because we had to go through the hardship of it. I wasn't upset till CK told me. Now I'm pretty upset.
I'm seeing magnitude 3.4 earthquake.
Which is like equal to, I think,
me stomping on the floor.
Yeah, having noisy neighbors upstairs or whatever. Yeah, I think some of that thunder was probably more than that. Yes, the last few days they've been some big ones.
It was 3 miles from Salmonaught Township.
That was the epicenter?
I guess.
Wow.
At 2:53 a.m.
Yeah, I don't. Now there's a chance, because I wake up off and on and look at the clock, things like that. There's always a chance that I felt that, but there's also a chance I didn't.
Yeah, If I was sleeping at 2:53, it was a very light sleep.
Yeah, and you don't remember it either?
I don't remember it, though. No.
Well, we're not going to qualify for any relief if we're not sure we even heard it.
Yeah.
I have a feeling.
7:24. Well, if you want to join us on the show today.
And you should.
Yeah. 847-931-1410, the number to call. As we start this hour, it's 70 degrees, still cloudy skies, heading for a high of about 92. With a heat index of 101. So if the sun comes out, it's going to get hot today, Larry.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I remember we were at the car show yesterday.
Yeah, right across the street from each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was just kind of ironic how that ended up.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Our timing of showing up put us near one another.
Well, I didn't commit to going there for a long time. It was kind of misting, and it looked bad. And I thought, I went to church, then I walked out, and it was a little sunnier, and I thought, I think I'm going to go home, change clothes, get the car, and go. And that's what I did. I got there about 10 after 12 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got there maybe 11:50.
Yeah.
Maybe 20 minutes before you.
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't sure. John was super busy at that time.
Yeah, he always is.
But John Polero, the car czar, who put together another great car show, but he had a couple of assistants that were not sure where to park people.
Unsure was, yeah.
A nice way of putting it?
Kind of, yeah. But every one of them was sure they should tell you something different.
One guy, he didn't stay for the car show, I don't guess. He was trying to park at the same time we were trying to park.
Yeah.
And I could see the fire in his eyes.
Yeah.
I was looking at him. He was in the driver's seat of his old classic car, and he started going off. It was not necessary.
Yeah.
He got mad and started going off, and I think they said, don't come back.
Good for them.
Drive out of here and don't be a part of this.
You can become a little frustrated, but you need to internalize it. You know what I mean?
You just got to take it in stride.
That's right. Exactly. I just had to turn around a couple of times.
Yeah, me too.
That's the only thing. And you have to weave your way through and worry about running over pedestrians or whatever. But it was fine. Once I was situated and saw a lot of people, that told me they listened to the show.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of fun too.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
The way the van, I couldn't figure out how to get the van to where we could have the doors open and the front of the van showing.
Right. Well, you made it.
We did, though, yeah. Thanks to John. It was very helpful. He came over and helped me find that one spot.
Yeah, you were in a good place.
Kind of a corner spot there.
It was kind of cool. Kind of cool.
Only van there, Larry. The only van in the whole show, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Lots of Mustangs.
Oh, yeah. A lot of Thunderbirds, because the Thunderbird Club also is involved in that. And, yeah, there are a lot of cars there. And it was tight because of all the rain that we've had. Nobody could park on the grass out back. So they had to make everything work street, like firm ground kind of thing. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There were two beautiful Thunderbirds.
Yeah.
I mean, unbelievable. This light sky blue Thunderbird.
I saw that one up
and a
there.
black one up there, too.
Yeah.
Man.
They're cool. You think about that time, and I especially that sky blue when I was standing by it. That might be Denny's. His name just got away from me. But how cool they were and how those Thunderbirds were almost like looking at like a fighter plane, and everything was like futuristic kind of in them for that period. I think it's a very cool car.
Yeah, they look. When I was a kid, like going to carnivals and stuff.
Yeah,
you could get on those cars that would look like old 50s cars and stuff. That to me, they look like those kind of cars.
Those bumper car kind of things?
Yeah.
I saw somewhere, well, completely off topic, where people were taking those and motorizing them, taking the bodies from bumper cars and kind of putting them on and so they could run around with them. They weren't street worthy, but they were kind of cool. I thought those were neat cars.
Huh.
Yeah.
Rick Lindy looked a little uncomfortable, didn't he?
Looked hot.
Man, oh man.
Looked hot.
You can't be wearing a black suit on a 90-plus degree day playing music.
You need a summer uniform. You know what? You need something.
Yeah.
When he was done, I thought.
And he had another gig to go to.
Really?
I saw him in the parking lot, talked to him for a minute. He's like, yeah, I got to go play another gig. I'm like, oh, man.
I'll tell you what, they play, especially car show. They play music people like at that car show. I enjoy them.
Did the other band not end up showing up? I guess there was supposed to be two bands.
There was early, but they were very quiet up there. I mean, I didn't even know they were playing till I got up the stairs all the way up to the top, and I I think it was like a 3-piece, but they were very quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice talking to everybody.
Yeah.
And I hope everybody had a great time. There was a game time decision by John Polero and the powers that be. Because, I'm with you yesterday morning. Once it rained until about 9.
Yeah.
And it still looked like there was maybe a little more darkness coming our way. I was thinking they were going to call a rain out, especially since they had a rain date in place.
Yeah, I agree. If they have pre-planned it, yeah.
But show went on, and it went okay.
It did.
A little rain at the very end, though, right?
Got us right during the awards.
I escaped.
During the award present. Well, first of all, we're all standing in a group up by Old Main, and it's thundering, which I'm always thinking, I don't know how I would feel. And I'm not even one of those paranoid lightning guys, but I just kept thinking, we're standing here. People have like microphones in their hands hooked to stuff, But then it really started raining. It rained really hard for a bit. Yeah. Steve Thorne, he had his Model T with no top.
Yeah.
Last I saw it was him headed westward at a rapid pace, trying to get out of there before the rain. And then he gave me a call because I went out Highlands, so I went by, and he and Peach were sitting out on the front porch, so he called me on the way by. Yeah.
You got to see that stuff coming. I mean, the wind was starting to pick up a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Well before it started raining.
Yeah, you could feel, and there's the air is just saturated with moisture. You know something's coming. You know it. Yeah.
We sure have had a lot of rainstorms, haven't we?
Oh, man, it's like being in Florida. They come and there's so much rain, and then they're gone, and then it's really a strange thing. I guess it might be the nuance. You know what I mean? Everything's going to be like excessive, or everything's going to be. You have a little storm. Nope, you have a big storm. Yeah.
We went home and got in the pool once the rain stopped.
Yeah.
My second time in the pool this summer, Larry. I'm approaching my all-time record. I think it's 3.
3 times.
I know. I don't know why.
I know.
I'm not afraid of water. I like being in the water.
It's an above ground. How deep?
About
4 feet?
Something like that. 4 or 5 feet.
Even if you were afraid of water, I think you could handle that one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it's not like I don't want...
I'm drowning. No, wait, I'll stand up. I'll be fine.
I'm like the guy that's always doing things in the backyard and never gets around to jumping in the pool.
I spent 2 years keeping an above ground pool nice for my wife and mother-in-law. I was like Larry the pool boy without
the benefits.
Thinking about the pool boy. Yeah, I was really the pool boy. Yes. Yep.
It's 7:31 here at WRMN. 847-931-1410 if you want to join us on the show. So, and thanks to Cartman Dan for checking in this morning. Dino checks in, says, "God morning, FRV, Fox River Valley."
Yes.
Our guy Larry and Marky B wishing everyone a great start to the brand new week.
Yeah.
Lots of prayers from Dino.
Uh-huh.
Hope you feel better this week, Dino.
Yes.
20 prayers from Dino.
They're running up the parade. How many are there so far?
Well, we got 53.
I like to keep a running count. We need like a tote board.
Yeah. 53 on the prayer scoreboard.
All right.
Now. Yeah. Sultan of South Elgin checks in.
Yes.
Good morning, Mark, Larry, and the WRMN shifters. As always, y'all pray for peace. Pray that our leaders stop calling for their opponents to be eliminated.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Put into a bullseye and stopped, says the Sultan of South Elgin. So Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
Crazy times over in Butler, Pennsylvania.
Right.
A Trump rally. Final rally right before the Milwaukee convention this week.
They get there today, don't they? I think. Yeah.
And he gets clipped in the ear with a shot.
I feel guilty because I was sitting somewhere in a bar-like atmosphere.
Bar-like atmosphere?
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
And they had a big screen. And I just happened to look up, and I chuckled because I actually thought there was like a bee after him or something. Like the way he kind of slapped at his head. And stuff. And then all of a sudden I was like, no, everybody around you doesn't duck when you're slapping at a bee. And then I was like, oh, man. Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Assassination attempt.
Yeah.
First time since 1981.
Yeah, with Ronald Reagan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy times in our country, right? Continue.
It just, and it sounds, I'm surprised there's not more things like this because of the rhetoric that's out there. And I'm not going to point fingers each way. I'm just going to say it's all out there when you compare people to like the devil and you do. I'm surprised it does not make more people who, I always think the people who do this are always kind of hanging on the edge of normalcy and maybe mental illness or something like that, you know, and that it doesn't just push them over or give them the idea they're doing a public good. I'm just surprised it doesn't happen more.
Yeah, especially, I mean, I hate to say it, but Donald Trump's a prime target, if there is a target.
I know. For
this sort of thing.
Yeah,
because of all the hatred he brings.
Not just hatred, just pure emotion, right? Just over the top emotion. I mean, in a way, him showing up is like the carnival coming to town. It's just, well, anyway, it sounds as though, that somebody, that was only a 2-story building that young fellow was on the roof of. It's not like he was in a high-rise or something. He was on top of a 2-story building.
Yeah.
And somebody saw him go up there and got a police officer. I guess a policeman went up there, and then he pointed the gun at him. The policeman ducked down. But that may have been what caused him to have to speed up his shooting, to make it not be quite as accurate as it could have been. Although, unfortunately, there was I think it was a former volunteer fire chief in the stands with his family there, that he was killed and then 2 other people were injured. And so it's still sad. I mean, it's still sad. And people that go on about Trump, but as in many of these things, there's other damage that goes along with this stuff. And, and I looked a little bit, I tried to find what I could find that I thought was credible about the young fellow who was the shooter. Yeah. And he fits the profile of the kind of people we see that are school shooters and they is like kind of a loner and they said he was kind of bullied at school and sadly it kind of does fit the profile of somebody who might do something like that.
20 years old.
Yeah, 20.
Chief is here. I forgot to tell you, Larry. She's going to join us for a couple of minutes today.
Shouldn't I have known this?
Yes, you should have. I forgot.
I would have dressed up.
Yeah. So we'll take a quick break here, and then we'll get our microphone set up and be joined by Elgin Police Chief Anna Lally, who's going to be with us for a few minutes to give us a little update on some things going on around here. And the first shift continues on a Monday right here on WRMN. Stay with us.
Oh, I am. Good.
Do you own an annuity, either fixed rate, indexed, or variable? Are you paying high fees and getting low returns? If so, Annuity General would like you to have this free book to learn the pitfalls and mistakes of buying an annuity. The Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers contains the little-known truths about annuities, like how to help reduce your fees and increase retirement income. And it's free. That's right, free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report just for calling. We researched over 1,000 annuities and summarized rates and benefits from financially strong insurers. You get Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and the Annuity Rate Report, both absolutely free for calling Annuity General today. Hurry, supplies are limited. Call now.
800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. That's 800-760-1845.
Twin Gyros, located at 4870 North Harlem Avenue in Harwood Heights, serves traditional gyros as well as its award-winning chicken gyros on a pita. Twin Gyros has a diverse menu that includes barbecue ribs, chicken dinners, Philly cheesesteak sandwiches, cheeseburgers, and Vienna beef hot dogs that have recently been inducted into the Vienna Beef Hot Dog Hall of Fame. Check out the full menu at twinsgyros.com. That's Twin Gyros at 4870 North Harlem Avenue in Harwood Heights, Illinois.
For an absolutely amazing meal and attentive, smiling staff, try Red Ox Restaurant and Bar in Hampshire. They have a delicious Friday night fish fry. There's so many great dishes on the menu that'll keep you returning. Try their savory French onion soup. Then for your main course, choose from a wide variety of steaks and chops, fried chicken, shrimp, or juicy prime rib, done just the way you like it. Red Ox also has daily specials and a full bar for you and your friends. Visit redoxhampshire.com today.
When you need your banker, they should be ready to put you first. At Wintrust, you can have the banking experience you need and the one you deserve. Ready for a change? We've made it even easier. Our new sophisticated online platform makes opening accounts a breeze, but our bankers are always here for you. Open a new Total Access checking account in minutes at wintrust.com/fast. Plus, get $300.
$100 required to open. Requirements to qualify. Must use link to apply.
Member FDIC.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers' rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-509-TERM, 866-509-TERM, 866-509-TERM.
Welcome back to the show. It's 7:41 Monday morning here at WRMN. Larry, your friends here, our friends here.
More my. Hey, Mike,
Yeah,
you got me.
more his friend, I
You
think.
really got us pumped up. Anyway, more my friend than your friend,
Yeah.
but that's okay.
Yeah, it depends. I think that's accurate.
I think so.
I think that's actually 100%.
Yeah, I think so
Mark.
too. Yeah.
Chief wasn't here on Friday. Chief Anna Lally, badge 240. So she reached out on Friday to me and asked if I wanted her to pop by for a couple of minutes here on this Monday to catch us up on some stuff.
Boy, that must have been bad. Both Chief and I gone in one day. Wow.
It was really hard to overcome.
I'm sure.
But
Yeah, and he means that.
I do.
I know.
But we did have, and we were talking during the break about what happened over the weekend with Donald Trump. But here in Elgin last week, we had an incident, and it was a crazy incident early last week where an off-duty officer was involved in a shooting, and it wasn't an Elgin police officer. And so Chief Lally is here to talk about that just a little bit, what can be talked about, right, Chief?
Yeah, so I wasn't here. So I was out of town on Thursday and Friday, so I wanted to just reach out to you. And obviously that's, it would be a couple weeks since I came in. But yeah, I just wanted to, obviously there's not much that I can say. First of all, it's not our investigation. And even if it was our investigation, I think our community knows when these incidents happen, there's only so much information that's going to come out. And that is for a few reasons. One, to protect the integrity of the investigation. And two, so that disinformation and misinformation, as you and I always talk about, Mark, once you say something, you can't take it back. So it's been last week on Monday. So it's a week now.
Yeah.
We were called to the intersection of State, National, Walnut. I'll just say that because people say it's Walnut and National because it switches when you cross over. So that intersection. And it was around 4:35 in the afternoon. We responded to a call of a shooting once we got there, and we were able later to determine it involved an off-duty Kane County Sheriff's deputy. It did not involve anyone from the Elgin Police Department. And so when that happens, it is now to the Kane County Major Crimes Task Force. The Kane County Major Crimes Task Force is comprised of law enforcement agencies throughout the Kane County region. And so, you'll have a couple officers from Aurora, from Elgin, St. Charles, and they comprise this task force. And it's usually used for when smaller agencies don't have the resources, not just involved in officer-involved shootings, but if there's a homicide case or something that's of a bigger magnitude. Usually, Elgin and Aurora were pretty self-sufficient in terms of the ability to have resources, the people, so the time that it takes. So that investigation is now in the hands of the Kane County Major Crimes Task Force. I know that all the media information is coming from the Kane County State's Attorney's Office. There have been several media releases, which included the one, I think it was a few days after identifying the 18-year-old male who was involved in the incident. So that's all I can say other than it does not involve Elgin. We will, especially when we're responding, we're there to determine what's going on. So that preliminary investigation and trying to figure out what is happening here. And then once that's done is really, it's on to the other investigating agency. And we may assist in some ancillary duties if requested, but we are not the investigating agency. So I will not be able to give any updates other than what is provided by the Kane County State's Attorney's Office.
And this is just something that's probably going to take quite a while, right?
Yeah,
it's like a review. Anytime there's an officer involved shooting, there's all the investigating that needs to be done to determine whether it's justified or not, or, there's a standard procedure that takes place, and usually this procedure takes quite a while, right?
Yeah, if you remember from our officer-involved shooting that happened in 2018, that didn't resolve it was almost 2 years, really, by everything was said and done. We had an officer-involved shooting in January that's still in the Cook County State's Attorney's office. So, that's been almost 6 months. So these things do take time. I think it's important that, if people have questions, that they reach out to if you reach out to us, we'll direct you in the right location. It's important that people have the right information, and it's also important that people be patient because things take time. And it's hard sometimes, especially if it's, when we have our things happen, and for me to come on here, the urgency or need to give information to people in the community because it will help to tap down a lot of things. But we're not able to do that because of the integrity of the investigation. Plus, you also don't want to say something that could impact or affect whatever the outcome of that is, So it's, I would just say if people, in the Elgin community, if you have questions, you can always come to the Elgin Police Department. We will direct you to the right people, but just please be patient.
One of the things with an off-duty shooting is you take, in most cases, you take video, you take any of the video side of it right out of the picture because whoever's involved doesn't have their body camera, they don't have a dash cam, they don't have anything. So,
and that's a good point. I think when it's an on duty, right? There's this expectation in the community, especially now, body worn cameras, right? We were able to release the body worn camera of our shooting that happened in January, and then the shooting that happened in 2018. There's that footage where eventually that may come out even before a resolve of the incident, the official resolve, right? And so for our shooting in January, pushing that video out to the community helped to answer a lot of questions, right? It helps to, while we're kind of in this waiting. So to Larry's point, sometimes when those resources are not available, that there's another element that needs to be considered, of the timeliness of why things might be a little bit longer than expected. But again, I just wanted to stop and quick, just, give that information out to the community. If anyone has any questions, you can contact us and we'll reach out to the appropriate place where you need to have that question directed to.
And when police officers are off duty, their job is the same, right? They're allowed to do the same thing as if they were on duty in a situation like this? So,
that's the thing where you get into that conversation about, when you're an officer, when do your duties stop and when does it begin, right? So technically, that's a fine line between what the incident is and what's going on. You're not in your uniform, right? So if you're walking around, if I'm driving my police vehicle, people will look at that and say that's a police vehicle, right? But if I'm driving my car, my everyday car, right, people are not going to expect that's the police. So there's a lot of, when do you intervene? When do you not? When do people know you're a police officer? When you're this? When you're it's because you're not in a uniform, right? So people are not going to know that you're unless they know you, right? Like if they know you, if I go to the grocery store, some people might know that I'm the police chief, right?
Yeah.
And that's happened quite often, because I live in Elgin, so I'm around in Elgin. If I'm with my husband, people know I'm the police chief. So, it's whether or not that is something to be answered later on in terms of this investigation. I'm not making any comment on that investigation because it's not mine, right? But that question's a good question because sometimes, police officer, it just depends what people are, what you're saying, what you're doing, where you're at. Do people know you? If I'm in Schaumburg, right, I'm less likely to be, people
Right.
know that I'm a police officer. Here in Elgin, even if I'm walking down the street and I'm not in a uniform, right? People know if they know me, right? Like hey,
Right.
that's the police chief. If I'm walking in shop, more than likely no one's going to know me, right? Now, it just depends.
Right.
Sometimes it's, at least when you think about this, and when you look at the officers killed summary, there's a lot of off-duty police officers that are killed taking police action. And I think because when you're in Schaumburg, I bet you're not wearing a ballistic vest.
No, nope.
I mean, and people aren't equipped to take on those kind of situations at that time. Sometimes, though, they take them on because they're going to save somebody else's life. Or sometimes I think it might be better to just be a really good witness.
And it just depends on the circumstances, right? And I think that's a great point that he makes. It just, and also, you don't have to be a police officer for people to intervene, right? Sometimes, people are good Samaritans. They will help, right? And we get that quite often where something's happening and, they're assisting or they are being a good witness. So, it just depends what's happening, who you are as a person, right? Like to Larry's point, they're not wearing, when you're off duty, you're not wearing your vest, but in terms of that investigation, that's all I can say. If there are any updates, of course, I'll, pass them along. I'll be back on Friday. So, but I wanted to make sure that I didn't want 2 weeks to go by before I, was here and just answer any questions that I could.
Yeah. No, thanks for stopping in. Thanks for reaching out on Friday.
Well, you guys have a good show. I'll be back.
Okay.
I'll be back Friday.
Alrighty. Bye-bye.
Larry, you're going to run the show, I know. So,
I'll try to. Sometimes by the time I get here, it's so far afield. I can't bring it back.
Well, you guys have a good spread back there. I just walked in.
You walked in on a good day.
Yes. I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Come back on Wednesday. I think we're going to have a Bloody Mary bar.
You guys got a lot of stuff going on.
Thanks,
All right,
Anna.
thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye. I don't want anything I said to make me think that I know anything about that shooting or that I'm second-guessing that deputy was involved. I just know that many times you're not equipped like you would be if you were at work to take on a dangerous situation. You're kind of more equipped the way we were in 1970 or something like that. And you don't have your body cam. You don't have a lot of things going on. That's all. But also, sometimes I think it would be very hard to be off duty. I got involved in things off duty. It's hard to be off duty and see something. You think somebody has to do something, somebody has to do something, and it's you. So I'm not second guessing him. Because I know less about it than most people. I know what the newspapers say and what the radio says. And what the chief said, though, I remember when I was still in the police department, especially the chief, the FBI puts out they used to publish it. I don't know now. But anyway, it would be an officer killed summary for the year before. And there would be a brief scenario about every officer who was killed. And I remember reading one where an off-duty police officer was in line and the bank was being robbed and the teller looked at him and said, "Do something, you're a police officer." And the guy turned around and shot him.
The guy that was going to rob the bank did?
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, he would have been...
So the teller exposed the police officer?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So you can be put into a situation that you may think, I'm not going to take this on now. I mean, you don't want to be in an armed confrontation inside a bank. You could follow the person out. You can do a lot of things, and that person put them in it and got them killed.
Yeah. Well, I would. My guess would be that, and I feel like I'd probably be right, that the individual that was shot and killed, the 18-year-old, had no idea that was a police officer. May not have known had it been an Elgin police officer. But Kane County sheriff's deputies are not that well known by Elgin citizens so much. I mean, they're not here unless they're serving warrants, right?
Well, I don't know. The Elgin Police Department's 180 some people. I'm not sure how much the everyday. And that young fellow, according to the newspaper, was from South Elgin.
Oh, he was?
Yeah. So I just think, I don't think you're looking for an off-duty police officer. I don't know the entire thing. All we know is everybody's lives. There's a lot of lives that got changed there in a few moments.
Yeah.
A lot of lives got changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7:53 here at WRMN. 847-931-1410. So we've been kind of all over the place here in hour one.
That's kind of how we operate, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Nope.
Kind of like it. Mm-hmm. And we're going to continue the all over the place theme right now, Larry.
We are?
Yeah, because it looks like we're going to finish this hour with our friend from Australia checking in to give us an update on her life. Let's see what's...
Hey, I have to tell you, I looked the big up.
Oh, you did?
I did. I went to their website.
You saw Brian O'Brien? Did
Brian
it have his
O'Brien.
picture?
He's not just an on-air personality. He's some kind of a boss there, too. Maybe the program director.
Is he?
Yeah. We got to get in touch with him, Mark.
Yeah?
Because they say he's the morning guy.
Yeah, she calls him after she calls us.
We got to get on this.
We're going to get on Brian O'Brien from the big one.
Yes.
From Pineville, Kentucky.
Right.
Well, how old does he look like he is? In his 40s, maybe?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. It's hard. He's got a lot of facial hair and the likes of that.
Okay.
Looks like a cool guy, though.
Does he?
And they have a low power, but they claim they cover a big area because their transmitter's on top of a big hill.
Ah. A lot of big hills in Pineville, Kentucky.
They cover a big area because of the location of their transmitter. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's right next to the whiskey distillery.
Could be. We need to touch base with
we do.
Brian O'Brien, which I have to admit, when she first gave us that name, I was a little suspect.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, it's like, and the other guy, the morning guy, Larry O'Larry.
We've got Derica on the phone with us this morning. Good morning, Derica. How are you?
How are you, Derica?
I'm good, thanks, man.
Oh.
Marky B and Larry, how are you?
Can you turn me down a little bit somewhere over there, buddy?
Try. We're good. We're good. Thanks for checking in.
Yeah.
Is the police chief still there?
No, she's gone. She's gone.
Did you want to talk to our police chief?
Yeah.
Well, next time you see her, tell her I said good day.
Okay. She might still be listening. She listens to the show sometimes.
Yes, she does.
Till she gets mad at me, then she turns it off.
Makes sense.
Yeah. You'll learn, because I'm a global. You'll learn, Derica, because I'm a global disappointment. Don't you forget it.
That's right. I'd forgotten that I had branded you.
I love that. I'm not letting that one go.
I understand that.
Global disappointment.
Yes. Yep.
If she's listening, tell her that I said for her staff there to all stay safe when they're out and about protecting everyone. And hello to her husband as well.
Okay.
Badge 245, also on the police force.
Yes, he is.
He runs by the station. He might have run by this morning. He's been running by lately, early in the morning, getting his exercise in. Well, what's going on? We got about 2.5 minutes, Derica. What's happening in your world?
Well, I saw the Donald Trump near miss. That was showing live here too, and actually, that whole thing was shown on TV all day yesterday.
Yeah.
And it was like a forever loop. It kept playing over and over and over and over and over again all day.
I bet it did. It's pretty big news. First assassination attempt of an American president or former president since 1981.
Yes.
40 years plus.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Now, do people in Australia think that Americans are just a bunch of gun crazy nuts?
Probably some do.
Okay. Yeah.
I've got a question for you.
Okay.
Henry from the renal unit, he's a patient. He wanted me to ask about Oprah Winfrey. I know she lives in Chicago. Probably not Elgin, but she lives in Chicago somewhere, doesn't she?
Oprah Winfrey, she still probably lives around here somewhere, maybe?
I don't know if she still lives in Chicago or not. I know she had a big presence, but I don't. She's kind of behind the scenes a lot now. Yeah. I bet she's got something going on the West Coast, too, though. Probably. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Well,
how is everyone's weekend?
Well, it's kind of wild and crazy. We went to a car show yesterday. We've had a lot of storms around here.
Yeah.
Which is kind of unusual for this time of the year. But, we're good, other than the fact that there's a lot of news going on with the assassination attempt of Donald Trump. Maybe you can call us back, Derica, because we're out of time this hour, okay?
Okay. The person passed around the corner from me is now occupied by a family.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right, take care.
All right, then. Talk to you later.
Okay, bye. I think she said talk to you later. Her phone quality was a little bit down. All right, let me get into the top of the hour break here. We'll fix a few things and get back for hour 2. It's the first shift on a Monday morning. We're making it. This is WRMN AM 1410, WRMN Radio on YouTube.
Columbia College of Missouri Elgin campus is intent in their commitment to open doors and support those who strive for excellence. Too many people have been made to feel that higher education isn't a place for them, that it is someone else's dream. But Columbia College of Missouri has changed all that. With individualized attention and ongoing support, Columbia College knows a future built by you is a future built for you. Columbia College of Missouri Elgin campus, your new starts now. Visit ccis.edu.
Experts say regular auto maintenance is one of the most important things for your car. Meineke Car Care Center at 376 Sundown Road in South Elgin covers all your automotive needs. From oil changes, brake services, and emission testing, Meineke's expert staff provides hard work and dedication with the utmost professionalism. Need an oil change? Visit Meineke in South Elgin for their 23-point inspection. Call 847-888-9644.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 8 o'clock.
With your AM 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan. Brought to you by Linzess. Residents of Elgin have a unique opportunity to influence the future of local infrastructure at an upcoming public meeting on Thursday, July 18th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the center of Elgin. Community members can engage in discussions about the Chicago and Kimball Streets bridges. The identity of a young man killed by an off-duty Kane County Sheriff's Office deputy has been released. 18-year-old Tyquaz Nichols was shot and killed by an off-duty sheriff's deputy on July 8th. The shooting remains under investigation by the Kane County Coroner's Office and the Kane County Major Crimes Task Force. The Elgin Police Department have now confirmed that gunfire occurred on May 2nd in the 700 block of Bent Ridge Lane. Following an initial investigation which could not verify if a shooting had taken place, authorities are urging anyone with relevant information to come forward and help with the investigation. You can contact the Elgin Police Department for further information. With your AM 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's sea to shining sea, and water damage as far as the eye can see. It's America. It's freshly mowed grass and a fence that was freshly vandalized by a pack of unruly teens. It's America. It's also round-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Twin Zeros at 4870 North Harlem Avenue in Harwood Heights, Illinois. Check out the full menu at twinzeros.com. Twin Zeros Restaurant in Harwood Heights not only serves traditional gyros, but also has chicken gyro sandwiches. Twin Zeros also serves a variety of sandwiches ranging from cheeseburgers and Vienna beef hot dogs that have recently been inducted into the Vienna Beef Hot Dog Hall of Fame. Italian beef, Italian sausage, and combo sandwiches. To ethnic favorites such as Slovakia and Grecian chicken. Slovakia is shish kebabs, specifically chicken or pork shish kebabs, grilled to perfection, served on a warm pita with tomatoes, onions, and our homemade tzatziki sauce. You can also enjoy barbecue ribs served every day. Twins is open 7 days a week and also delivers locally. Located at 4870 North Harlem Avenue in Harwood Heights. Check out the full menu at twinzeros.com. That's twinzeros.com.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. Major League Baseball pausing for the All-Star break. The Midsummer Classic is tomorrow night, 8 Eastern in Arlington, Texas. The always popular Home Run Derby is tonight. That's an 8 Eastern start time. Mets first baseman Pete Alonso looking to tie Ken Griffey Jr. with his third Home Run Derby title. Hometown favorite and World Series hero Adolis Garcia trying to become the fourth Derby participant to win the contest in his home ballpark. Heading into the break, division leaders in the AL is Baltimore atop the East, Cleveland atop the Central, and the Mariners leading the AL West. The Philadelphia Phillies lead the NL East. They have the best record in baseball at 62-34. Milwaukee the leader atop the NL Central, with the Dodgers atop the NL West. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
As part of summer's greatest hits, it's the first ever Macy's All-Star Week. Join us for an incredible lineup of live events in store every day, like fashion shows, beauty demos, and more fun for the family. Now through Tuesday, July 23rd. Plus, shop our best summer deals, like 50% off swim, sandals, and more, and exclusives just for Star Rewards members. You don't want to miss this. Go to Macys.com/events to see what's at your local store. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow, for all.
Attention all burger enthusiasts and game aficionados. Celebrate a century of excellence at Mott's Lounge. Proudly serving the community for 100 years under 5 generations of passionate ownership. Sink your teeth into our hand-pressed fresh burgers bursting with flavor, crafted just the way you like them. And while you're here, enjoy our exclusive drink specials, perfect for toasting to our milestone anniversary. Plus, challenge your luck with our state-of-the-art gaming machines, adding an extra thrill to your visit. Join us at Mott's Lounge and be a part of history in the making. Here's to another century of great food, fun, and memories. Mott's Lounge, where every visit is a celebration. For more information, visit us online at mottslounge.com.
Take your family out or meet up with a friend for breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the Elgin IHOP, located at 101 Randall Road by the theater. They're open for dining 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Stop in at 3 p.m. for happy hour with discounted meal deals for early birds starting at just $6. You can choose from breakfast choices like the pancake sundaes or juicy burgers or maybe a classic burrito bowl. Check out the menu at ihop.com today.
This is Marky B inviting you to feel the power of the first shift.
To God be the glory, my brother. Thank you so much. You are such an inspiration to many of folks that's here in Elgin. I'm in West Dundee. I'm a Dundeeite now, not an Elginite anymore, but I love you. I can even give a number of prayers that we as a people continue to grow and to be there for one another. Please, people, let's get on board. Check on your neighbors, check on your friends, and just give an inspiration that life is worth living.
It's the first shift weekday mornings from 6 until 10, right here on WRMN.
One of the things we're proud of at WRMN is our connection to the local community. In fact, recently we hosted a fundraiser for a longtime listener, Gene Wheeler, and first shift listener George Rollinson says it turned out perfectly.
Perfection is a moving target. You try to hit that bullseye and you zone in on it. It moves a little to the left and it moves a little to the right. I don't know. I'd say we hit a bullseye. I don't know how that could have been any better.
Working together to make Elgin better. We are WRMN AM 1410, serving the local community since 1949. Dine out with family and friends at Nick's Pizza in Elgin or Crystal Lake. Nick serves up award-winning thin crust and Chicago-style pizza. Eat in or carry out. In addition to Nick's fabulous pizza, let Nick's cater your events with pizza, pasta, Italian beef, and other delicious offerings. Their big banquet rooms can accommodate all your event needs. So, for great pizza in a Northwoods, cabin-style atmosphere, bring family and friends to Nick's. Visit nickspizzapub.com.
Why do fools fall in love? Why do birds sing so gay? And love is my way to pay. Why do they fall in love?
Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers. Why do fools fall in love? 1956. 13-year-old Frankie Lyman with the Teenagers became the youngest artist to hit the top spot on the UK pop charts with this song. Why do fools fall in love? When I hear this song, I think of car shows.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Larry Jones is back. Local legend Larry Jones and radio's Marky B here with you for hour, whatever this is.
Hour two with us, and then you have that really fun show after I leave.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I haven't really queued up my music today. I'm ill-prepared for that show compared to a lot of days.
Now, you're a younger guy. Do you like doo-wop music like this?
I mean, I wouldn't at certain times. I'm not going to sit at home and listen to this.
Well, you probably wouldn't, I guess. Although I kind of like, I just kind of like all the harmony and all the kind of beat to it and everything like that. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
You know?
8:09 here at WRMN. I saw the Buzz and the Beehive this morning, which is our YouTube feed.
Yes.
JP has checked in today. John Polero.
Yes.
Yesterday, it was an interesting day for John. It was a busy day for John. Speaking of Johns, there's the fire marshal walking by.
Yes.
Fire Marshal John. JP says, good morning, Marky B and Larry. The weather yesterday sure was mysterious. We were on the verge of postponing the History Museum car show at 11 a.m. Thank you both for bringing your vehicles.
Yeah.
I'm sure he gets a lot of texts on car show days, especially where there's rain in the picture.
And yeah.
So I almost didn't want to bother him, but I texted him at about 9 saying, are we postponed or is it a go? And he said they're trying to hold out at that time to see. Mm-hmm. And then I guess he went up to the Elgin History Museum to check it out.
Right.
It seems like to me that when he went up to the History Museum to check it out, he saw that there were 25 cars already there.
Oh, I see.
Because he texted me back. He said, well, we're on. There's 25 cars already here.
Right.
So we're going to try to make this happen.
I mean, when you have a day like yesterday where you can't get cars like in the back on that big open lot, it does put some real restrictions on how many cars you could handle. When they all have to be on a hard surface, it gets difficult, I think. Because last year, there was a lot of us back there in the back lawn behind Old Main.
Yeah.
A lot of us. So it was a good time. I always get to see a lot of the same people, but I also get to see people I haven't seen for a long time. The guy Chick that came over and talked to us, and then he walked across. He's a listener.
Oh, yeah.
From
Schukert's?
Huh? Well, that's where he doesn't work there. He saw your car there, though. That's where I met you.
When I brought the Impala up there.
Yeah, trying to get the barbecue grill installed or whatever you're trying to do at that time.
I think trying to get the window to work on the passenger side.
Yeah, that's probably a little bit more important.
Yeah.
But, but there was a lot of people that came up that talked about listening to the show, and it's always nice. We saw Downtown Jose. He was there keeping an eye on the hippie van so you and Lorena could wander around and drop off flyers.
Yeah.
You left him in charge.
Right.
Yeah.
I got to say that a lot of people seem fascinated by the hippie van.
I know.
I mean, it's not nearly as nice of a vehicle as 90% at least of the vehicles that were at the event, but it's just something unique about it that makes people want to come by and check it out.
That's exactly right. They don't have to be pristine to be interesting or novel. And I think that's kind of what it is, you know?
Yeah.
I was explaining to someone that it was a purchase you made sitting in somebody's driveway or yard, right? Didn't you notice it on the way by?
At the Blues Fest that we went to last year.
Yeah, right. I mean, it wasn't like a Craigslist or it wasn't a marketplace or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So we were in Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin for the Blues Fest last year that we went to, that we're going to again weekend after next. And it was the guy that was trying to sell the van at the time just brought it up to the Blues Fest, which was a good idea.
Yeah.
On his part. I mean, people that camp and go to Blues Fests and things like that
might be
like vans like that.
Yes. Yeah.
So I saw it coming out of our camper, and I said, "Oh my God, look at that van!" And it was unique to me.
Right.
And I said to myself, "Self, I'm going to walk a little closer, and if there's a for sale sign on the window, I'm calling about it."
Yeah.
There was a for sale sign on the window.
And that's how it happened.
Yep.
Cool.
So, yeah.
I was glad to see you guys. I was glad we were across from each other. And,
You saw the dipstick scenario that I'm looking at?
Yeah. That's.
I don't get that.
Well, that is an incredibly long dipstick.
Yeah.
And with those tradesman vans, you get to see about 4 inches of the front of the motor. You're going to have to pull that doghouse out of the way and get a look to see. There's got to be like something down in there it's supposed to be. And the big problem is that when the oil pump's working and stuff, and sometimes it'll be burping, it'll be pushing it right out of there. So you got to keep track of how you going to check it? Your dipstick's gone.
Pardon?
I said, how are you going to check your oil level? The dipstick's gone.
I know.
You're going to stick your finger down.
Where am I supposed to stick my finger?
I know. Yeah, that's not a good thing, man. Not a good thing.
I don't know. So you're right. I haven't pulled the doghouse.
Yes.
It's that round thing in the middle of the inside of your van.
So the motor can be set back so only 4 inches of it is in front of the windshield or whatever. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they're hard to work on. They're very hard to work on.
That doghouse is, it's easy to get off, but it's kind of a pain in the rear end.
I know. Yeah.
Try to get it out of there and then get it back in there. Mm-hmm. But I guess I'll have to do that this week.
And, there's some of them, like Ford during that time, they even had more of a straight nose, so that comes all the way back almost between the seats on those old Ford Econoline vans. It's like way back into the front seats. Yeah. So, anyway, it's all part of being the owner of a hippie van, buddy.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think maybe during that time, people didn't care about stuff like that. I'm not going to worry about that today.
It'll just keep running.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
It's a day for picking daisies and lots of red balloons.
We were talking during the break about the parking saga yesterday at the Elgin History Museum and how it seemed like it was a bit unorganized. But we were saying that how could it be organized?
Right.
How could it have been organized? I wouldn't have wanted to try to figure that situation out. You have an Elgin History Museum car show once a year.
Yes.
And when you get rain in the morning of it and you can't use a part of the grounds that you planned on using for your car show and you're trying to improvise.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little bit of a mess and people just need to be patient.
They do need to be patient. I don't quite understand. I never really get mad at stuff like that. I didn't want to get my car out and get it all wet. Because it takes a lot to get every little wet spot like Mark Rain, when you want to take it to another show. Those cars are time consuming to clean up.
Yeah.
And so I just hated getting it wet. That was my thing. I just had to turn around 3 times because 3 times I was going the wrong way, apparently. That's all. But John, the car czar, he has that same issue down at Panton Mill. You can get a lot more cars around Panton Mill if the ground's firm.
Yeah.
Where he can get it, he's allowed to get stuff off the hard surface and get it on the lawn. But if you've had storms like we've had the last few nights, I'm sure they would say the same thing. No, you can't have people on the lawn. You can't. So
I sure hope.
Yeah.
We've been lucky so far.
I know. They've been great days. Those have been great. As far as an old car owner, those have been great shows too. They're really good. A lot of interesting people, a lot of people interested. And I think I speak for everybody who's got an old car. It's kind of about old cars. There's not really any stupid questions about them because people don't really know about them. The only thing that I can't get over sometimes is someone will come to you and they'll say, my whatever had this same car in like 1962, and you feel like saying, no, they didn't have this one. This is a 56. And then they argue with you. You know what I mean? And you think, no, I kind of know this. I kind of know this. So, but other than that, I always think it's so cool. And I like it when I met a lot of interesting people yesterday, and it was fun there. I thought it was cool.
Yeah. So our Panton Mill Park event is September the 7th.
Yes.
Moved up 3 weeks from last year, from the last 3 years. But we've had September 7th type weather all 3 of our years.
Yes.
Of our festivals so far. And so hopefully we'll have another September 7th type day.
I hope so.
Because I like some places, the way Panton Mill Park's lined up is it couldn't be lined up any better for having the car show right down the middle of the main drag of the event.
Right.
You walk right up to the stage, you walk right through the car show to get to the
Which
stage.
is kind of cool, too. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Sometimes the way things are situated, the car show is kind of an afterthought in a way, and people have to go out of their way. It used to be that way when it was kind of part of, the car show was part of Riverfest. People, of course, they had to use all the, what is Panton Mill, well, it was Panton Mill Park there, but not like it is now, for the fest. So people would have to walk a block to go to the car show. So you didn't always get a lot of people we got a lot of people who came for the car show, but not a lot of fest people who thought, I think I'll walk a block and a half or whatever to go see a car show. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, there's going to be, I think, a cruise night, I think Thursday night down at Panton Mill. I think the 20th, if memory serves me right. I think.
I want to say it might be tomorrow night.
Okay.
I think he does it on Tuesdays.
Maybe it's Tuesday then. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, this is going to surprise you.
Night.
I know it's going to surprise you after so many years together. Occasionally I say something that's not factual.
And occasionally I catch it.
Not that often.
A lot of times I don't.
A lot of times I think you leave and quote me and people think, boy, that's stupid. Okay, well, John could tell us.
Yeah.
I thought for some reason it was on the 20th.
Well, today's the 15th.
I know.
If it was the 20th, it'd be Saturday.
Oh, no, never mind.
No.
The 18th?
The 18th would be Thursday.
That's why I think I said Thursday, because I think I saw it was the 18th. I don't know. We'll know. Before we go off the air, we'll have hard facts about this for you. We're sending our street reporters out right now. They'll broadcast live from Panton Mill where there's nothing going on.
I think Thursday is our live broadcast from the Kane County Fair.
Maybe that's what
And John Polero handles car shows out there, too.
I'm going to go there. I think he's got a 2-day show at the county fair as well. I think I'm going to go on Sunday. I think I don't take 2 days is a little too much car showy for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8:20 here at WRMN.
John can straighten it all out.
Tomorrow, I got to get the name out of
Cruise night is tomorrow, John says.
Tomorrow night, yeah.
Yeah, at Panton Mill.
Tomorrow, I just thought about this. I got to find the note in my office, but we're supposed to, Wild and Wacky Jeff Myers is going to be coming by during the Out to Lunch show and talking with a guy who was, and that's what I have to get from my office, his name, who I think he's called the Casino Man. And he had something to do with the Elgin Casino opening, which is like the anniversary of it is like 30 years ago tomorrow or something, of the casino being put on the water in Elgin. So it was like a big day in the city of Elgin. Like
and there's a man,
the
Casino Man.
Yeah. He was a writer. He's done a column, I think, for the Chicago Sun-Times for a long time and still has written this casino column for a long time. And he had something to do with the Elgin event 30 years ago.
Okay.
So I'll dig up more information about that. But Jeff knows all about that, so he's going to come in and probably conduct that interview with Sonar tomorrow at about 12:30 on their show. So listen in tomorrow to talk about, and maybe you can call and talk about what happened if you went to the casino this week in 1994.
Or saw them push that big boat into the river.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty big event in the city of Elgin, wasn't it?
I remember driving down within 2 nights because I wanted to see it all lit up down there, because that was a really tough look of downtown Elgin. Up there, that old car dealer road, and then...
It had gotten bad?
It gotten bad and demolition, but it just looked bad, and it made a big difference into what downtown Elgin is. And really the extra income for all those years made a big difference about the total city of Elgin. what it was.
Yeah.
Those funds came at exactly the right time.
Because things were not going too well around here. Downtown wasn't doing well.
There just wasn't funds for things. And I know there are people who know a lot more about the finances of Elgin during that time, but I think it was kind of a dire time for the city of Elgin.
So the casino couldn't have come at a better time.
No, I think so. And the mayor at that time, George Vandervoort, who was a retired police chief, I know he, and John Prigge's talked about this, cast the deciding vote. It was tied about approving that. And I think, I'm not sure that George would have been a big advocate of gambling. I don't think he would be, but I think he was such an advocate of Elgin. He thought sometimes the greater good is what's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It may not be the most morally superb thing in the world, but Elgin needs a lift.
Yeah, we're not going in a good direction.
We need a lift, and we can get a big lift from this. And
it was at that time, Mark. It was, crazy busy down there.
Yeah.
Crazy busy.
I think for a while it was maybe the best, highest grossing, if that's the right word.
I think it was too.
Casino in the state of Illinois.
Yeah, because it got all the north side of Chicago as well, and now there's all these little storefront places as well as displays having. I mean, there's now if you want to gamble, it's kind of like a Walgreens. So you only have to travel a little bit. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can gamble anywhere now.
Right.
And regardless of what you think of downtown Elgin right now, as far as like being developed or having enough restaurants or enough people that come down here and hang out or whatever you think about it, it is a much cleaner and nicely taken care of place as a result of what the casino brought to the city 30 years ago.
Oh, I think so as well. I think so.
So
and I always think the people who would say, things could be successful if they would just come once in a while down here and support something downtown. Just come once in a while.
Hey, it's kind of nice to see two shops across the street.
Yeah,
with signs on them.
Stop and Dip.
We got the Crepe Gelato Stop and Dip.
Yes.
And we have the Shawarma Stop.
Yes.
Right next to each other. You could eat and then go next door and have some dessert.
I know.
And so, other than the knit store next door here, and there's another place right next door here now.
Mm-hmm.
Drawing a blank, sorry. But there's not been too many businesses that would draw people to hang out on other than over there on Grove.
Right.
And maybe not even enough over there, but at least there's some over there. Here, there's been really none.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to see maybe this is the beginning of the push down of downtown Elgin a little bit.
You hope so. And again, I think that the concerns, there's still people who think, well, I wouldn't go downtown Elgin. And I think you're okay. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
Come early if you're a little nervous. Come down to about 5 or something then.
Right.
Yeah.
826 here at WRMN. 2 phone calls.
We have calls.
Yeah, we got guys that I think know something about this whole casino history.
Cool.
And know a lot about Elgin history. And just wonderful, pleasant guys in general.
That's so. I love. It's like a little sunshine's come into my life right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You always feel that way when John Prigge calls the show.
That's right.
Good morning, John.
Well, I did mention him, so.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Hey, John.
And hello, gentlemen.
Hey, John.
Hey, I'll be as quick as possible. The friend of Jeff Myers is a man by the name of John Grohowski. John and Jeff were childhood friends.
Yes, that's right.
And he wrote, I don't know if he still writes a column on gaming or gambling, but it's a very appropriate thing to have one of the writers talk about, really, the Elgin's first riverboat from that time. So that should be interesting. Anytime Jeff Myers is on the radio, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Good or bad, as far as I go.
It's interesting, right?
That's right.
Yeah. And as far as the riverboat's contribution to the city of Elgin, when that was going on, it was George Vandervoort who, and I think, Larry, you may have minorly misspoken.
Oh, really?
He was Elgin's fire chief.
Oh, did I say police chief?
Yes.
I'm still swept by having my good friend Anna Lally in with me, so.
But he did cast the vote. It went 4-3. And the times were so bad for Elgin financially as a city is that there was real serious talk about having to take out a loan to make payroll for the city.
Wow.
And if not, there was going to be massive layoffs. And this was told to me by our previous city manager. So the only thing I would say that really solidified the Grand Victoria was it was not how people envisioned it was going to be. They thought there was going to be a great hotel next door in Festival Park. But what it actually turned out to be, you guys, was that it was more of a commuter gambling boat. Come in, gamble, go home. There were people that would make flight plans at O'Hare, giving themselves a little bit of a layover so they could jump into the cab, come to the boat in Elgin, then jump right back and catch their flight, the second end of their flight. That obviously has changed with the expansion of other gambling casinos. But it has, and still to this day, continues to save Elgin's rear end with the money that's brought in. And just to highlight, the most money that the boat ever brought to Elgin was, I don't know the year, but I know we were getting $2 million a month.
Yeah.
From the boat.
Wow.
And Councilman Bob Gilliam told me, he says, you know what? He says, we had to have special committee of the whole meetings to decide how are we going to spend all this money.
Can you imagine what a change from we're worried we're not going to make payroll to let's get together and figure out how we're going to spend this.
Wow, yeah, nice problem to have.
Yeah, and certainly the thing that sticks out in my mind after that's number one. You go from rags to riches. But the other thing was, there were a lot of people that cursed the boat and gambling. And one of the reasons Bob Gilliam told me he voted against it is that he received a lot of pressure from his church.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see that. But now if you look at gambling, what's happened, they're in bars. And Larry, you were talking about those little stores in strip malls.
Mm-hmm.
They came to one member of that organization came to the Liquor Commission and said, we're not saying we want to open one up in Elgin, but how would you feel if we tried to? And we said, don't bother. They were called gambling cafes.
Mm-hmm.
And they're around. I see them in Carpentersville, and they really, and in South Elgin, I think they romantically call them like Jenny's.
Oh, they almost make it sound like you're going to your grandma's house.
Get your nails done.
Yeah, but that was the situation there with the boat. And it's still to this day it's keeping Elgin alive. I don't care what anybody else says. When you're getting less than half of $2 million a month, that's still a lot of payroll. That's a lot of other things that are being paid for by that boat.
We had a lot of pressure. We had an off-track betting place that came in, and we have to go through that. We had to go through that whole process, and you get a lot of pressure from churches. And if I remember correctly, I believe, and I'm not picking this up, but I'm almost positive, it was like the Methodist churches were very strong against gambling, and there was a great deal of pressure about it, and then you would also get down to, as in every public hearing that you probably sat through, where somebody would say, we're concerned that somebody is going to lose all their money and then drive away recklessly because they're angry, and you're like, we may be reaching a little bit with this, guys, okay? So,
for sure, I can see that. It was just something people, I hate to say it, had to get used to. And the one thing that convinced me to turn my concern and vote over one time was when we were deciding, should the bars and restaurants in Elgin have video gaming?
Mm-hmm.
And I said no. And then I thought, well, wait a minute. Some of the bar owners came to me and said, hey, you just devalued my business.
I know. Yeah.
If I want to sell my liquor license or I want to retire, I can't get as much money as I could if I was living in Hoffman Estates because I can't get a gaming license.
Right.
And that, I'm sure, has saved a lot of bars. So that was changed. That was changed over.
Mm-hmm.
So there you have it.
Well, thanks for the information, John.
Thanks, John.
All right, man. Take care. Good program as always, and I'll be listening. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Take care.
Now, see that I told you, we have people that if I say something wrong, are not bashful to say you were wrong, Larry.
Yeah.
And that doesn't bother me.
And I didn't catch it.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging on my every word.
Well,
and knowing you're there for
I
me.
was hanging on your every word. I just
lost track of it. Anna was here, close personal friend, and I don't know why I said that, but yeah, George was retired fire chief, and really a strong Elgin guy, just a strong Elgin man, nice man too, but yeah.
So John Grochowski, his last name is spelled like Grochowski, but I guess you don't say the C.
It's silent.
Grochowski. He'll be our guest tomorrow. I'll have to get back to you on the time. I think we may have double booked 12:30.
Uh-oh.
Now that I think about it, because I think we have Larry Breon, who's the head of the Kane County Fair, which is this week.
Right.
Joining. He was supposed to be on at 12:30 tomorrow.
I remember one time Leah and I did a remote from there. As a matter of fact.
Yeah. I think I was there with you too.
Were you really?
Yeah, we're going to do a broadcast from there Thursday.
Well, good.
Thursday afternoon, Larry. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Oh no, Leah's great to do remotes. Not that you're not, but I just know that sometimes when you're kind of at the end of trying to talk about how cool something is, she can step right in for you.
Right.
Yeah, she's got that gift from the shopping that she can talk about, and she helped a great deal at the parade.
She's gotten a lot of practice at filling time over the years.
She was great help at the parade, isn't it? Yeah.
8:34 here at WRMN, 847-931-1410. That's our phone number. We're on.
Who else do we have over there, buddy?
Trusty Pat.
Oh, great. Okay.
Trusty Pat. He knows something about something. And he's with us now. Hey, Pat.
I don't know much about anything.
Not true.
As when I come at, I remember I was down on site where a lot of Elginites were when they launched the base of the boat. The boat wasn't built out all the way, but they launched it in the river, and there was people on the west shore. Very much, not shore, but over on the west side. But most of the people are on the east side, looking from the banks over there. And so the boat launched, and there was a huge wave hit the west shore, and it bounced back and came on the east shore and wiped some people out that were down too close to the shore.
A tsunami.
Absolutely wiped them out.
Wow, they got wet, huh? They got drenched?
Oh yeah, they got wet. I was back far enough. I didn't think about it, but I was glad I was where I was, and so forth. And somewhere I took some pictures, and I don't know what phone I ended up with, but I don't have any farther. But Councilman Prigge was right on with all the comments he made. His memory was good. I just know that the infrastructure improvements that the city was able to do because of the money of the boat was brought in. I know the center of Elgin was one of them. I know that the bridges and streets and the sewer and water were updated and so forth in the downtown area. So all of that was a big part of the money that came in. Council did a really good job of spending that money. Most of all, I'm sure there were some things along the way that John might remember better because he was on the council. But I thought the council did a good job in spending the money and doing updates and to our city and the inner city and so forth. Our inner city downtown, when you look at if you're over by Kimball Street Bridge and you look out to the south, that's a beautiful sight. Flag and the Biddy, all the buildings and so forth. Of course, Hemmons doesn't look real good right now, but we got a good look and very proud of our city. But that's just my comments and my thoughts on that day that the riverboat was launched, and I was on the maiden voyage of the riverboat, and the people on board gambling. And I remember Councilman Sue Moylan. I went over and was looking over her shoulder at the blackjack table, and she'd had $100 worth of chips, and I said, Sue, would you mind giving me one of those? And she said, well, sure, why? And she handed me this chip. She said, why do you want this? And I said, so I can give you $1 back when you lose all the other 99.
Yeah.
Which she did.
Of course. They didn't build that boat for everybody to take something home, Pat.
Yeah, but she says, no, just keep it, and I've kept that chip. This day I have it at home somewhere.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's kind of cool memories. But, Yeah, the riverboat has brought a lot. I wasn't for gambling as a whole, but once it came, I was like, I'm all for it because somebody else is going to get it.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
I was very pleased that we got it because John Prigge's right. Financially, the city was on the cuspids, and I was very pleased that we were able to get it.
Right.
Anyway, take care, gentlemen.
Thanks, Pat.
Appreciate you, Pat.
Show.
I think the council did a great job of earmarking those funds for non-recurring things. Like, we're not going to balance the general fund and pay salaries. That we're going to use it for like capital projects and one-time things, and which is good because you need those things. But if that would dry up, you're not running around saying, how are we going to, the reason there wasn't a lot of money is you still need to buy fire trucks. Not as many as about the number you'd like to have. But anyway.
If we had more fire trucks, we would need every city to pitch in when there was a fire.
Don't be that way. Anyway, they, but I think they were very smart with that to keep those things, again, for like downtown improvements, for like water, like infrastructure improvement, all those kind of things. And it really did make a big difference in the city. It was, I tell you, I think it was a very dark time for especially downtown.
Well,
really dark time.
The 80s was bad, and it was just spilling over into the 90s,
yes,
right?
It was. Yeah. Yeah.
And, it's like when you have that extra money and you're not sure how to spend it, sometimes, like you just said, I think putting it into some not so glitzy projects that need to be done. If you do them this one time while you have the money, you won't have to do it again for a long time.
Exactly. Right. We used to use in South Elgin, that was the way we used our impact fees. You get a certain amount per, whether it's annexations, you get a certain amount, and then every permit that's issued, you get a little, and we would always make sure we didn't use that for reoccurring as well. We would use it and sometimes we would use it to, you don't get the tax dollars for a year after you get like new residents or something.
Yeah.
Sometimes we would have to use that to kind of bridge that if you needed new services before you got the tax dollars.
Well, sun's trying to come out a little bit here.
Yes, just enough to heat it all up and make the humidity seem that much more comfy.
That's the one bad thing about today's sun.
Yeah.
Today's sun's going to come with a bunch of heat.
Yeah. I think the sun always comes with heat.
Yeah.
I know.
Some days more
I know
than
it's not a
others,
science class, but I feel that way.
Heat index of about 101 today.
Yeah, that's whew.
92 for the high.
Yeah.
And then storms again tonight. It looks 70% chance. And these storms have been, not really damaging, but they've been fairly rough.
Yeah, they have.
A lot of rain.
Well, I could tell when I left home this morning, the streets had, we talked about it on the way, not limbs, but you can always tell when because there's like little small branches and a lot of leaves and things laying around. Mm-hmm. So I could tell when the wind must have been right out of the west in that storm, because the front of my house, when I walked out there, you could just hear it on the windows, just being beat with rain.
Wow.
It's like it was like a Florida rain.
It is 8:41. I'm not a good lip reader.
Really?
You know that, Larry? Yeah, people always try to talk to me through the window.
I could just see that was, she finally just went, I'm not dealing with this.
People do that all the time. I can't figure out what you're trying to say if I can't hear you.
I understand.
So, and Sharon, Mrs. Bossman, was just trying to say something to me through the window.
What was she holding up?
A cell phone.
It was huge, though.
Yeah.
This is a big cell phone.
8:41 here at WRMN. Well, we'll take a quick break.
Okay.
And then we'll come back and finish the show. We can talk more about what happened on Saturday with Donald Trump. It was all staged, right?
Isn't that crazy?
Talk about that. And whatever is on your mind, you still got a few minutes to call us, 847-931-1410. Major League Baseball has reached the All-Star break. We could talk about the exciting first half the White Sox and the Cubs had. Or you can stop us from talking about that by calling us at 847-931-1410. Next hour, it's a more music hour. Brian Kilmeade at 10. Sonar's got out to lunch for you today at noon. Keep it right here on WRMN.
Listen up. Four Corners Radio is the new addition to WRMN's exciting lineup of highly informative talk radio programs. The show is hosted by William Pellerinos, a nationally recognized DUI expert witness and author of the book DUIs Decoded. The discussions on this program will focus on legal issues, food and restaurants, arts and entertainment, and diabetic health information. William Pellerinos brings on a variety of guests that include restaurant chefs, health experts, authors, attorneys, police officers, nurses, and local artists. Listen to Four Corners Radio every Saturday at noon, beginning on Saturday, May 25th on WRMN. Find out more info on Twitter at Police Project 1 and on Facebook at Pellerinos Police Project. That's PELARENOS Police Project.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
800-234-0316. 800-234-0316. That's 800-234-0316.
As grocery prices rise, take your family out to any of the Tommy's Red Hots location for great food at unbelievably low prices. There's 6 locations to serve you for both dine-in or carry-out. Tommy's has a diverse, delicious menu for you and your family with crispy pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and their famous hot dogs, plus so much more. Don't forget their scrumptious sides like mac and cheese bites. To see their menu and locations, visit Tommy'sRedHots.com today.
WRMN says thank you to all of our local veterans, like Jerry Christofferson of True Patriots Care.
We had the 1,700 flags up across from the wall. That's how many POWs and MIAs from Vietnam that are still missing. Plus, we do veterans and first responders funerals.
Yeah.
And so if you ever drive by a funeral home or a church or a cemetery and you see the flags, you know a soldier died today.
Go to TruePatriotsCare.com for more information. And veterans, thank you for your service to our country.
In the middle of the night, everything will be all right if you listen to Coast, right here on WRMN 7 days a week from midnight to 5 a.m. Each night on Coast to Coast, listeners are captivated by George Newry with discussions on news and current events, conspiracy theories, UFOs, life after death, and all things curious and unexplained. Whether you're working third shift or you're just a night owl, catch the most listened to overnight talk radio program in North America, Coast to Coast, every night, midnight to 5 a.m. right here on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
This is Larry Jones, and I'd like to talk to you about my bank, American Eagle Bank in South Elgin. Has your bank changed names in the last 10 years? Is your bank another faceless branch with headquarters in another city? Are you tired of earning next to nothing on your savings account or certificates of deposit, or does your personal banker treat you like a stranger? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then you're ready for a new banking experience, and American Eagle is the place for you. American Eagle is a locally owned independent bank that's rooted in the community, and American Eagle customers are greeted by name and treated with the respect that they deserve. American Eagle has an innovative program, Eagle Savings, that teaches your children to save while earning prizes and rewards. American Eagle offers great rates on certificates of deposit. My bank is located in South Elgin on Randall Road between the Target and Caputo's and is open Monday through Saturday. Give them a call at 847-742-7400 and a real person will answer the phone. American Eagle Bank, a place where you matter.
Fox River Valley, I call the place my home, boom, boom, boom. Fox River Valley, no more will this sky roll. I've been north, south, east, and west, but there's one place I love the best. It's the Fox River Valley,
I call it my home. The volume was too low for a while. I was worried, Larry. I wanted to hear my favorite song, the Fox River Valley theme.
Yeah, isn't there a second verse to that?
There is.
Best we
Did you want to hear the whole song?
No, I think that, you know what is the old adage about entertainment? Leave them wanting more? That's what you should do with that song.
I know. I mean, Northwest Wes, who didn't check in this morning.
Yes.
Oddly enough. Pretty rare day that he doesn't check in. But he likes that song. I think he would like us to play the whole song.
I know.
I think he's in the minority.
I think so, too. Again, I think it's one of those things that just the quick bang part of it. You know what I mean? Get the message, get out. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at our chat room. On YouTube, and Goulash Garage has just checked in.
Yeah.
He says, is this chat live now? Yes, it is. And the reason he asks is, I just walked by the station and seen it in Elgin. That was the fellow that was standing
We just
out
saw
front.
that fellow out there.
Yeah.
Yes, right.
My name's Radio's Marky B, Goulash Garage. I'm with local legend Larry Jones here. We're here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'm here all 5 days.
Yes.
Welcome to Do You Live in Elgin? And it's the first time you've seen the radio station?
Yes.
Thanks for swinging by.
Welcome. Thanks for stopping in. Yes.
I need breakfast suggestions in downtown Elgin right now, he says.
Oh, I don't know that.
That's a good question.
I don't think there is a sit-down breakfast place in downtown Elgin, is there?
I mean, you go to Sugar and Rhyme, but they don't really have full...
They have pastries. They have, pastries, and yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we have. There's some coffee shops, but not real sit-down breakfast places.
I guess he's probably on foot. He appears to be. He's back right now.
Yeah.
Keep on going that way. And eventually you'll get to National Street.
Yes.
After you walk by the casino we were talking about a short time ago. When you get to National Street, turn right. Walk up the hill.
It's Monday. Don't waste the walk.
I was going to send her...
You're going to send that poor guy all the way up that hill to find out it's closed.
To Willie and Grace's, and they're not open on Mondays.
They're not open on Mondays.
Jeez, Elgin needs a breakfast place.
I know it. Maybe you could, get, the Stop and Dip to, take on a morning place that could kind of... I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of I'm going out to breakfast with going to meet one of my old neighbors from my old house.
Are you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe that's what we need to do with the other side over here.
Have a breakfast place?
Yeah.
Cool.
That'll take a lot, though.
Yeah, a lot, but
you can't just say, hey, we're opening tomorrow.
Nothing would make this place better than the smell of bacon cooking, I'll tell you that. Oh, my
God.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, we got about 8 minutes. Hey, let's talk about SB Nation.
We haven't talked sports at all today, which is okay with a lot of callers, and we got a lot of stuff going on. So we only talk about sports when it's kind of our fallback, right?
Yeah.
Kind of is. But if you're interested in sports, a good place to check out is SN Sports. B is in Blog Nation. There's a blog for any sport you're interested in. To get to SB Nation, get to your app store. Get the SB Nation app for your smartphone or tablet. You can always log in at SBNation.com. When you get there, please stop by the Knights on Ice blog, see what everybody Shepherd Price writing about. Then you're free to wander at will. Your Cubs just got done with a 5-2 road trip. All of a sudden, they seem like contenders again.
I know.
Just enough to suck you in, to smack you in the head.
They sucked me in to watch a doubleheader loss on Saturday. Thanks, Cubs.
Yeah.
I went back to paying no attention yesterday, and they won.
Yeah, I know. Maybe it's you, buddy.
Could be
you. But anyway, there is a blog for any of your sports you're interested in. You can leave your opinion if you want to, but you don't have to. What I like best is you can go to SB Nation when you want to. So do us all a favor. Check out SB Nation and see if sports blogging is for you.
All right, let's see if we can roll through these final calls.
Sounds good.
I'm going to have to be kind of concise. We have 3 calls in 7 minutes. You do them. That's 2 minutes.
You do the math.
2 minutes and 20 seconds per call.
And don't forget, we probably need to reserve a little bit to say goodbye.
Yeah. Don't make the radio cut us off.
No, exactly.
Yeah. James, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, Jim.
I'm calling in from behind the cheddar curtain where the flies and mosquitoes are biting more than the fish.
You makes you yearn for the mountaintop, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
I knew that.
Listen, I missed the first segment. I missed your first segment, and I've been listening to the second segment here, and I refrained from calling in because I got the impression that there was a blackout on the events.
No, we talked about it already. We talked about it.
Yeah, well, I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
But I just before you went to the break, Mark, you made the comment that apparently some people had called in that believed that this was staged.
Nobody called.
No, nobody
had called, but we had seen on social media that there was a
suggestion.
There was some opinions like that.
Yeah.
Yes, correct, correct. And the only thing I can get surmise from that is that a lot of these people that have the Trump derangement syndrome, I'll call it, are into all this conspiracy nonsense. It's kind of like, the same people that believe that there was never any moon landing. And so, but just to clarify that a little bit, I'm thinking to myself, okay, so they believe that some clown took a 5.56 round within inches of his head and killed another person and seriously injured two other people, that this was staged just to get some political advantage. I mean, anybody that believes this, and there are people that do, are totally out of their minds, obviously. But on the realistic side of the subject, there's been conversation regarding all this vilifying of the individual over all these years, and stirring people up that he's a hate monger and he's a racist, and all this stuff has, I think, accumulated to where people are reacting in a violent way. I think this is one of the reasons why this happened.
I think so.
Well, certainly, it fuels the passion that's in a lot of people.
Well, it's passion, and it's also insanity.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of components to this, but I find it miraculous, actually, that he survived this with such a minor injury, and it could have been catastrophic in that sense. And some of the comments that were made by the current president with his speech were, I would say, half-heartedly given as to his concern over this, because the minute right after he mentioned this, he invoked the January 6th thing. So it's pure politics with this current administration, absolute pure politics. There's no concern about anything else. Of course, I understand it's an election, but it's gotten to that point where anything is possible. If you can't, there's an old saying by Joseph Stalin. He said at one point in time, there's a quote that he said, if you got a problem to solve, you eliminate the problem. And I'm paraphrasing, but I think that's what's happened. They tried everything else. And there again, you can take what I'm going to say here as conspiratory, but they've tried everything else to remove this guy from running again, and this was the ultimate attempt. So that's what I get on. But thanks for letting me in.
All right, Jim.
I don't want to take up any more time. I know you got you're up against the wall here on the clock. So
right.
Take care, guys.
Thanks, Jim.
All right, talk to you soon. All right, James checking in. Jubilant Julia said, I'm going to have to come back another day.
Sure.
As we have nice conversations with her. They tend to take a few minutes.
They do, but she is jubilant.
Yes.
Yes.
So thank you for trying to call us, Julia. We'll call back on Wednesday.
Right.
And catch up with us.
We'll all be here.
Yeah. We have one more phone call, though, 847-931-1410. Ignore that phone number. Don't call it right now.
Yes.
But we'll take this one. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Mike. How are you guys?
Hey, Gary. Just a little bit short on time.
Public house open for breakfast?
I don't know that. I
House?
thought they were only open on the week, like Sunday for breakfast. I don't know that, Gary.
I don't know either. I thought it was open. I thought it was open at 7:00 in the morning every day. I don't know. I only eat. I only had lunch and dinner down there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
They need a. I didn't know there was an restaurant down there.
Yeah.
They need a restaurant down there. That's going to draw more people down there.
Yeah, where you can get a good greasy breakfast. I mean,
yes, you got to grease up.
Yeah, I mean, pastries are nice, but they don't get the job done.
Grease and biscuits and gravy.
Oh yeah, all the stuff your doctor would say. Why don't you have more of this stuff?
Yeah. I'm going to the doctor in a little while. I want to tell him, ask him I can have more of that.
That's right. Get a prescription for biscuits and gravy.
All right, have a good day, guys.
Thanks, Gary.
Take care, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, Gary Dice. 8:57 here at WRMN. Well, thanks for all the calls today.
Thanks for a good day.
It was a good show. Yeah, we kind of bounced around.
I don't know if it was a good show, but we had a little.
It was all right.
We had fun. The Chief stopped by.
Chief stopped by, your best friend?
Well, she's not my best friend.
Pretty close?
We're very close. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know best, though. I mean, I'm hesitant because she might be my best friend, but I don't think I'm her best friend.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you try to hold back a little bit. You don't need to be hurt,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of like it when you and the chief and me are all in here at the same time. That doesn't happen very often.
No, I know.
I like former chief talking with current chief.
Yeah.
About things.
Yeah. Does that music mean we're leaving?
Yes, it does.
Well, thanks everybody. Enjoy the show that you always have fun with after I leave.
Yeah, we're about to have fun in here for a change.
There you go, buddy. I'll see you Wednesday.
All right, Larry. All right, Larry Jones in and out now. And coming in next hour, some music. I got to cue some up. I ain't prepared. Maybe we'll start with the full Julian Lennon song that I didn't get much of in before the top of the 7 o'clock hour and go from there. More music hour coming up this hour. Stay tuned. I'll also mix in some first shift 411 that we haven't gotten to yet this morning. Keep it right here on WRMN on a Monday.
Missouri Elgin campus is intent in their commitment to open doors and support those who strive for excellence. Too many people have been made to feel that higher education isn't a place for them, that it is someone else's dream. But Columbia College of Missouri has changed all that. With individualized attention and ongoing support, Columbia College knows a future built by you is a future built for you. Columbia College of Missouri Elgin campus, your new starts now. Visit ccis.edu.
The word is out. Nissans cost less on Route 19, but that's not all. Parts, service, and body shop, they all cost less at McGrath Nissan. Used cars, too. The reason why is how hard we try. Right now, get 0% APR financing on select new Nissan models at McGrath Nissan because
Nissans cost less on Route 19.
Come to Elgin.
See what we need.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 9 o'clock.
With your AM 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan. Brought to you by Linzess. The identity of a young man killed by an off-duty Kane County Sheriff's Office deputy has been released. 18-year-old Tyquaz Nichols was shot and killed by an off-duty sheriff's deputy on July 8th. The shooting remains under investigation by the Kane County Coroner's Office and the Kane County Major Crimes Task Force. The Elgin Police Department have now confirmed that gunfire occurred on May 2nd in the 700 block of Bent Ridge Lane, following an initial investigation which could not verify if a shooting had taken place. Authorities are urging anyone with relevant information to come forward and help with the investigation. You can contact the Elgin Police Department for further information. Residents of Elgin have a unique opportunity to influence the future of local infrastructure at an upcoming public meeting on Thursday, July 18th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the center of Elgin. Community members can engage in discussions about the Chicago and Kimball Streets bridges. With your AM 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's sea to shining sea, and water damage as far as the eye can see.
It's America.
It's freshly mowed grass and a fence that was freshly vandalized by a pack of unruly teens.
It's America.
It's also round-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
For a little lighthearted lawlessness on Sunday afternoons, listen to Handle on the Law from 4 to 7 p.m. Handle on the Law is a unique combination of useful legal advice and outrageous Handle remarks. Whether you're talking about Big Brother, big business, big legal problems, or Big Macs, you'll rarely find Bill without an opinion. His rapid-fire commentary gives listeners the information they crave in the way they crave it. It's Handle on the Law, Sunday afternoons from 4 to 7 p.m. right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Batteries Plus Bulbs is more than batteries and bulbs. It's your repair shop for Apple devices, Samsung Galaxy devices, and more. Located on Randall Road, just south of 20 in Elgin, Batteries Plus Bulbs fills all your battery and light bulb needs in one stop. They have the largest selection of batteries for ATVs, cameras, phones, laptops, scooters, cars and homes, and everything else. Looking to save money with energy-efficient LED or holiday lighting? Stop in at Batteries Plus Bulbs in Elgin. Go to batteriesplus.com for special offers.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. Baseball Sunday, the Cubs beat the Cardinals 8-3. Jamison Taillon got the win. He's 7-4. 3 runs on 7 hits over 5 2/3 with 3 strikeouts. Pete Crow Armstrong and Chris Morrell each homered twice. Tomas Nido and Ian Happ also homered for the Cubs, who split the 4-game set. Alec Burleson went deep for St. Louis. The Cubs headed to the All-Star break 47-51. 5th in the NL Central, 8.5 games out of first place, a half game behind 4th place Cincinnati. The Cardinals 50-46, 4.5 games behind first place Milwaukee. The Pirates beat the White Sox 9-4. Joey Bart and Brian Reynolds went deep for Pittsburgh. Andrew Benintendi and Luis Robert Jr. each had 3 hits for the White Sox, who've lost 4 straight in 10 of 13. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
As part of summer's greatest hits, it's the first ever Macy's All-Star Week. Join us for an incredible lineup of live events in store every day, like fashion shows, beauty demos, and more fun for the family. Now through Tuesday, July 23rd. Plus, shop our best summer deals, like 50% off swim, sandals, and more, and exclusives just for Star Rewards members. You don't want to miss this. Go to Macys.com/events to see what's at your local store. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppable.
Oakcrest Residence is marking 120 years of continuous service for older adults. A private, non-for-profit community organization offering cutting-edge solutions for seniors with emphasis on personal choice and innovative programs. Located at 204 South State Street, you'll find short-term and permanent living along with daily options. This building is worth a visit. Blended with style and surrounded with historic significance. Make sure to ask to see the Cellar Pub, a resource available for private group rental. Really, this place has it all. During this 120th anniversary celebration year, the community is invited to join in for free lunches and programs. For more information, visit oakcrestatrium.org. That's oakcrestatrium.org.
A recent Gallup poll indicated that 38% of Americans are putting off health care because of financial concerns, the highest ever recorded. I'm Dr. Bob Martin, here to serve you every Sunday afternoon from 1 to 4. Millions of Americans are seeking health advice that will not cost an arm and a leg, so I offer health tips and advice absolutely free. Listen to my show, Sunday afternoons from 1 to 4 right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM, the voice of the Valley and the home of Radio Shopping Show.
America's Best Restaurants travels the country and features restaurants that you should visit each week. Recently, the cast and crew made their way to Renata's German Restaurant in Hanover Park. Renata serves old family recipes and delicious German-influenced food. Renata's also specializes in a wide variety of traditional German baked goods, too. So, if you've yet to visit Renata's, try America's Best Restaurants choice. Drop in soon for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Visit renatasgermanrestaurant.com.
Anderson Japanese Gardens, ranked the highest quality Japanese garden in North America and located right in the heart of Rockford. Their mission is to open minds to a different culture while offering a place of peace and tranquility where one can find healing, renewal, inspiration, and a re-energized soul. A premier destination for corporate functions, special events, weddings, and receptions. For directions, hours, and fees, visit andersongarden.org today.
Theriault Booth, a leading local law firm, is located on the beautiful Fox River in downtown St. Charles. Here's Ryan Theriault.
For better or worse, there are just times people need a lawyer. Whether you are involved in a work injury, in an automobile crash, selling a home, or even planning for your estate after your passing, we're here. We're local. We're part of the community.
For more information, visit them on the web at tbfirm.com or give them a call at 630-526-4242. Turning the microphone on might help. 9:08 here at WRMN AM 1410, WRMN Radio on YouTube Monday morning. It's going to be okay. Hope you feel okay today. Hope you feel okay today. Sun's starting to shine. Yep. Stay hydrated, as the experts like to say, the water experts. The water advice experts. We got a busy week. I was thinking sometimes it takes my mind a little while on Monday morning to start to regather everything from the past week. But we do have a pretty busy week coming up here on WRMN with interviews this week. I'm going to have to undouble book tomorrow's Out to Lunch show. Larry Breon from the Kane County Fair is scheduled to join Sonar at 12:30 tomorrow, and we also scheduled that other guest, or I did, John Grohowski, to talk about the Grand Victoria. I have a feeling we can push that one back either to the next hour tomorrow, so I think we might end up doing that, but because I think he's a little more flexible than Larry Breon is. So tomorrow's Out to Lunch show is going to be pretty packed with a couple of different interviews, I think. Got to, verify with Sonar. It is his show. The sun's starting to pierce the studio here now, and so I got to pull the drapes a little bit in just a moment, as soon as I get a break. We're on YouTube today. You can see me in the sunshine, kind of. And now that we have some sunshine, we're going to see a pretty drastic increase in the temperature over the next few hours. We're at 75 right now with a few clouds. Winds are out of the southwest at 7 miles per hour. Mostly sunny today with a high of 92. Heat index value is about 101. Not 100, but 101. We want to be exact. Showers and thunderstorms are back tonight again. And it's going to be soupy again. It's going to stay warm and humid with an overnight low of 73 and a 70% chance of storms again this evening. Could be some heavy rain at times. Tomorrow, a slight chance of a shower early, then partly sunny and 85. Then we're going to start to get drier over the next few days and a little bit cooler, so it'll feel good. Tomorrow's still 85 with some sunshine. Tomorrow night down to 66. On Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high of 80. 61 for Wednesday night. Thursday, we're looking at a high of 77 with sunshine. That'll be nice. And on Friday, sunny with a high of 81. Weekend, long ways away from now, but looking sunny and nice right now, at least. 83 both days, Saturday and Sunday, with sunshine scheduled for both days. So that'll be nice if that occurs. 11 past 9 right now, and we are sitting at 75 degrees, and the sun's starting to get bright, so it's about to get hot. It is a More Music Hour. We are on YouTube. If anybody wants to chime in, I'm still checking the chat room, and if you want to make a request or just have something to share, I'll share it. That's what the buzz is all about in the Beehive Bar and Grill, otherwise known as YouTube. The Dutchman's Wood Shack checks in. He says, I got hit with trees down in Geneva, man. Limbs down everywhere. So I guess Geneva had a little issue with the wind and the storms last night. Now, all I did was drive in for 15 minutes from my house to here this morning, so I didn't really get a good survey of Elgin, but I didn't see much out of the ordinary. There was maybe a little limb down on my block, but nothing drastic. But there may be some limbs down around the area after last night. Thanks to Goulash Garage, our newest contributor in the Beehive this morning. He was looking for a place to eat as he walks around this morning, which spurred a discussion about the fact, I mean, it's not far from downtown Elgin where you can go to the, buffet? Golden? No. What's it called? I always forget the name of it. Up here on Chicago Street. Or, of course, Will and Grace's up on Walnut, right across from the Walnut Speakeasy. But in downtown itself, there's really no greasy breakfast place that you can sit down and get some eggs, some bacon, some sausage, stuff like that. Interesting, Goulash Garage was walking around downtown Elgin, and he may not live around here, and he was looking for a place to eat. There's coffee places, but they all have pastries and such. All right, 9:13 here at WRMN. All right, well, this is what I have on my music agenda. Let's get into it a little bit and talk about a little music history to start off with this hour. Earlier this morning, I went to play a Julian Lennon song because John Lennon and his mother were in the news from 1958. John Lennon's mother, Julia, hit and killed by a car driven by an off-duty policeman. While John, who was 17 years old at the time of the tragedy, lived with his Aunt Mimi, he was close with his mother, Julia. Julia, in turn, was one of the biggest supporters at Quarrymen shows, the band that John Lennon was in, the band before the Beatles. The loss inspired several of the artist's songs. The loss of his mother inspired several of his songs, including 1968's Julia with the Beatles, and a 1970 solo track, Mother. John's first son was Julian, and Julian was named after John's mother, Julia. And it made me want to play some Julian Lennon. And I got about a minute and a half into a song this morning, and then the top of the hour got us. So I think let's listen to this full song to start off our More Music Hour from John Lennon's son, Julian. Valate, I guess is the way you say it. It's a French city, right? Or is it Valat? I forget every time I play this song, which is about once a year. 9:15 here at WRMN. I've got some Mike and the Mechanics queued up. I got some 80s music queued up for this hour so far. Mike and the Mechanics and Simply Red, a couple of good ballads. Sarah by Starship is queued up for this hour because Jefferson Airplane or Starship performed Friday night at the Rock and Rib Fest in Lake in the Hills, which got about 2 days worth of Rib Fest and then rained out yesterday after a lot of rain on Saturday there in Lake in the Hills. But thanks for the hospitality for having us on Friday for a nice broadcast over there from 4 until 6. Kicking off the event on Friday afternoon. And so let's see. I've got some Jefferson Starship queued up from the 1980s. I also have a song queued up that was in my head when I woke up in the middle of the night last night. And I whispered to myself inside my head, hey, I don't want to wake myself up, so I'm going to talk to myself softly here. But I got to try to remember this song so I can play it during the More Music Hour today. And believe it or not, I actually remembered it. Yes, I'll keep it a mystery for now, but I'll let you know when I play it. It's coming up this hour. I mentioned guests on tomorrow's Out to Lunch show. Sorry, but this just came to mind, and so I want to say it before it goes away from my mind. Tomorrow morning on the show, it's Sherry's Senior Showcase. And on her show tomorrow, it will be Steve Burness, our friend from the Chicago Northern Illinois Better Business Bureau. Steve's going to be in the house, as he is, once every, I would say maybe not 6 months, but at least once a year, giving us the latest scams and the latest scam formation. So if you are wondering if something that's happened to you here recently is a scam, listen in to Steve tomorrow or even call the show and talk with us. It's Sherry's Senior Showcase tomorrow morning featuring Steve Burness. And so we look forward to that show tomorrow morning in the 9 o'clock hour. All right, now to the music. Julian Lennon gets us started on the More Music Hour. Sun shining, 75 degrees, Monday. This is WRMN. Before we can play Julian, I have to ask my producer to kill the jazz. Hey, kill the jazz. Thank you. Now, Julian Lennon. Oh, by the way, I said thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, Julian Lennon.
Sitting on the doorstep of the house again to fall. I can feel you there. Thinking of a reason, well, it's really not very hard to love you even though you nearly lost my heart. How can I explain the meaning of our love?
Lennon to Simply Red. It's the More Music Hour. It's Monday, 9:22 on WRMN.
You don't know me by now. You will never, never, never know me. All the things that we've been through, you should understand it like I understand you. Now, girl, I know the difference between right and wrong. I ain't gonna do nothing to break up our happy home. Oh, don't get so excited when I come home a little late at night, 'cause we only act like children when we argue, fuss and fight. Don't know me by now. If you don't know me, you will never, never, never know me. No, you won't. If you don't know me by now, you will never, never, never know me. We all got our own funny moods. I've got mine. Woman, you got yours too. Just trust in me like I trust in you. As long as we've been together, it should be so easy to do. Just get yourself together, or we might as well say goodbye. What good is a love affair when you can't see eye to eye? Oh, you don't know me by now. If you don't know me, you will never, never, never know me. No, you won't. You don't know me by now. You will never, never, never know me. You don't know me by now. You will never, never, never know me.
Mike and Mechanics as the More Music Hour continues. It's a great song from the 1980s. Maybe it makes you think of somebody you know, or you knew, someone you love. In the Living Years.
Every generation blames the one before, and all of their frustrations come beating on your door. I know that I'm a prisoner to all my father held so dear. I know that I'm a hostage to all his hopes and fears. I just wish I could have told him in the living years. Oh, crumpled bits of paper filled with imperfect thoughts, still to conversations. I'm afraid that's all we've got. You say you just don't
passed away. I didn't get to tell him all the things I had to say. I think I caught his spirit later that same year. I'm sure I heard his echo in my baby's newborn tears. I just wish I could have told him in the living years. So say it loud. Say it clear. Come on, say it clear. As well as you hear. It's too late. It's too late when we die. It's too late when we die. We don't see eye to eye. Hey, so say it loud. Say it loud. Come on, say it clear.
Say it loud, say it clear. In the living years, it's too late when you die. 9:31 here at WRMN, AM 1410 and WRMN Radio on YouTube. Great song set there. Thank you very much. That was nice. Simply Red in that set, and some Julian Lennon and Mike and the Mechanics. 9:31 here at WRMN, AM 1410 and WRMN Radio on YouTube. It is bright and early on a Monday morning. It's not so early anymore, as it is 9:31. We got Brian Kilmeade coming up in the next hour, and I'm sure there will be a lot going on his radio program today. So listen in between 10 and 12 today for the latest on national politics. Brian Kilmeade from Fox talking about what occurred with Trump on Saturday, and what's going to occur on both sides of the coin now moving forward with the Republican convention starting tomorrow. Democratic convention here in the city of Chicago. It's an interesting time of the year, isn't it? It's 9:32 here at WRMN, and I'm looking for this. I found it. Now, our news service, I don't think had updated news this morning, but I do want to share with you one story, or a couple of stories that I have with for you. One that I just saw, and it kind of pertains to what Geneva Jeff said a short time ago on YouTube when he talked about tornadoes happening last night, the Dutchman's Wood Shack. Indeed, there was a possible tornado in Kane County last night around the Geneva area, and some more storms are expected that could be the same type of nature this evening. So keep your eye out for that. Meteorologists at the National Weather Service Bureau in Romeoville are investigating whether severe thunderstorm late last night spawned tornadoes in Kane County. Potential twisters spotted west of Geneva just before 10 o'clock last night, shortly after a tornado warning was issued just before 9:30. Several roads in rural Kane County remain closed because of downed trees and electrical wires last night, including Meredith Road in Virgil and Pooley Road near Elburn. ComEd, as of a few hours ago, reporting outages in the area affecting more than 16,000 customers. So just to the south and west of Elgin, some of those Kane County storms may have spawned a tornado late last night. Terrible time of night for a tornado, right? Most people have just gone to bed. It's Sunday night. So they can catch you by surprise. Most times in this day and age, tornadoes don't catch us by surprise so much because we have so many warnings and so many ways of finding out. But if there's one time of day where we're still pretty vulnerable, I would say, especially on a Sunday night, about 10 or 11 o'clock is a tough time for people to keep up. Meanwhile, expect more severe weather later today into tomorrow as well. Storms that could produce significant hail, destructive winds, possibly tornadoes are expected to roll into the area later today, maybe about 6 o'clock, heading in from the northwest and lasting till about 2 o'clock in the morning. So could be several hours of a little volatile weather this evening. Temperatures are expected to remain high today. We'll be in the 90s once again with heat index values that are above 100. 9:34 here at WRMN. Checking a couple of news stories for you while I have the chance. And let's see, one other story I didn't get into from earlier this morning is a crime time, and it's a bad one. Not too many good crime times, but this is a story I saw from the Daily Herald over the weekend. A 21-year-old Chicago woman facing reckless homicide and DUI charges after a wrong-way two-vehicle crash on I-90 last Wednesday near Rosemont that killed a Vernon Hills man. Illinois State Police said Jakayla Hester drove the wrong direction in the outbound lanes of I-90 near Cumberland at about 4:30 in the morning on Wednesday morning and crashed into a Volkswagen sedan. She actually crashed a Volkswagen sedan into a Honda sedan driven by 27-year-old Quinn Anthony Fraboni. The 27-year-old Quinn Fraboni was pronounced dead at the scene. Hester was injured in the crash, taken to a nearby hospital for treatment. Charged with reckless homicide, aggravated driving under the influence causing death, and aggravated driving under the influence with no valid driver's license. Being held at the Cook County Jail awaiting the detention hearing. It's always scary when you drive at 4:30 in the morning. Maybe you're leaving early, or maybe you go to work early in the morning like I do. I don't really have too much of a scary trek into work, but you never know. But 4:30 in the morning, leaving early for a trip maybe, you never know what kind of driver you're going to come across that time of morning, especially. 9:36 here at WRMN. Hey, good morning to Jeanette, who just walked by the radio station pumping her fist. She is a great, great woman who's probably headed to senior services to hang out for a little while. Good to see you, Miss Jeanette. And also want to say good morning to Brendan. He was listening in on YouTube throughout the course of the morning, and I haven't acknowledged him yet today. Hey, Brendan. He's been in Carbondale, Illinois, but he's headed back to to South Elgin, rather, today. Carbondale made me think of St. Louis, I guess. Coming back from Carbondale to South Elgin. Have a safe trip back, Brendan. Thanks for listening on YouTube today. And thank you, Hector from the Soto family. He, of course, reminds me that the restaurant I was trying to think of is the Golden Skillet on Chicago Street. Do they have a new sign, too? I was going down Chicago Street, west to east on your radio dial this weekend, and it seems to me the sign that was up in front of the Golden Skillet by the street, I don't know if I've seen that sign before. Have I just missed it, or is it new also? I say also because the other new sign that I'm noticing a lot is the Elgin Township sign, which is more than just a sign. It's a digital billboard that has been erected on the front grass of the Elgin Township facility, 729 South McLean. Congratulations to Ken Bruderly and the staff that got that done, and they're going to put some messages up, and it'll make the township a little more visible. It looks nice out on the grass out there. The Soto family, Hector says, nope, it's the same old sign, buddy. You've just been missing it. Okay. The Golden Skillet and Willie and Grace's and Ray's Family Restaurant, three of the nearest greasy breakfast places around here, and I say that with all love. But none in the immediate downtown area. Interesting to think about that. In Elgin. We are in Elgin. We're in Kane County in the Fox River Valley. We are the talk of the town and trying to become more of that in the coming months. We're working at it. 9:39 here at WRMN. More music on the way right now. Let's swing into it, shall we? Right after we check in with Linda Rock. I hate to waste her report. She does such a good job. She put together a nice in-depth report today about what happened in Elgin 100 years ago today, back in 1924.
Here are the headline stories from Elgin newspapers 100 years ago today. Brought to you by the Elgin Area Historical Society.
The stories today were in Elgin newspapers on July 15th, 1924. Garages in Elgin and nearby cities were visited by police today in an effort to secure trace of a vampire motorist who last night overturned a horse-drawn vehicle, throwing its occupants into a ditch and then sped away without stopping. The machine is believed to have been damaged slightly. In their search, police looked for a car with a damaged radiator and a broken windshield. 2 Elgin youths were filled with buckshot, and a county motorcycle officer of Elgin was slightly wounded today in a thrilling gun battle between county and state enforcement officers and 2 alleged moonshiners barricaded in their home at Carpentersville. It was not until 5 o'clock this morning that the battle, which started shortly after midnight last night, was ended. The alleged moonshiners were locked up in the county jail, and their 2 victims were at St. Joseph's Hospital. More than 200 shots were exchanged by Sheriff Herman Vierke and his deputies and the 2 men before their capture was effected. With their hands above their heads, they walked from the alleged moonshine joint and surrendered after learning that it was county officers and not a gang of suspected rowdies that had been battling. Inauguration of a strenuous campaign against carnivals and an added appeal addressed to Mayor Earl R. Kelly and the City Council protesting against the use of Highland Avenue as a route for their wagons from train to field was announced today by Highland Avenue residents. Many a sleepless night had been spent by Highland Avenue residents this season on account of the noises from carnival wagons. The bother and annoyances of a carnival in Elgin are multiple, the protesting residents say. If carnivals must show in Elgin, steps ought to be taken to provide different access than along one of the prettiest streets in the city, another protester said. Carnivals aren't any good to the community anyway. The heavy wagons, besides not being conducive to sleep, damage the pavement to a considerable extent.
That's it for today. Be sure to tune in again for more news from 100 years ago. And don't forget to visit the Elgin History Museum, located in Old Main at 360 Park Street. You can find its hours of operation and programs offered at elginhistory.org.
9:42. Hey, thanks, Jubilee and Julia. She checked in to the Beehive Bar and Grill on YouTube to say good morning, Marky B and all WRMN friends. Happy Monday. I will call back Wednesday to chat with you and Larry. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Enjoy the free sauna. Yes, we're heading for a high in the 90s today. The sunshine's going to be hot, as Larry said it always is, but sometimes it's a little hotter than other times. All right, I got about 3 great songs queued up here and may have time for one more at the tail end of this More Music Monday morning. So let me hold the jazz, producer. Hold it. Thank you. It's time to get into our music set right now. This is the song that, for whatever reason, I had in my head when I woke up in the middle of the night. Walter Egan. Magnet and Steel. Why? I don't know.
Now I told you so, you ought to know. It takes some time for a feeling to grow. You're so close now, I can't let you go. And I can't let go. With you I'm not shy to show the way I feel. With you I'm not shy my secrets to reveal. For you are a magnet and I am steel.
Feel your days and your nights. No need to ever ask me twice. Oh no. Whenever you want me. And if ever comes a day when you should turn and walk away. Oh no. I can't live without you. I'm so caught up in you. And if ever comes a day when you should turn and walk away. Oh no. I can't live without you. I'm so caught up in you, little girl. You're the one that's got me down on my knees. So caught up in you, little girl, that I never wanna get myself free. It's true, you're the one who called me, baby, called me. How good it could be, little girl. You're the one that's got me down on my knees. So caught up in you, little girl, that I never wanna get myself free. It's true, you're the one who called me, called me. You got me so caught up in you.
Well, we didn't stick around long enough Friday night at the Rocket Rib Fest to hear whether Jefferson Starship or Jefferson Airplane played this song. This is Sarah. More Music Mondays on the first shift.
Go now, don't look back. We've drawn the line. Move on. It's no good to go back in time. I'll never find another girl like you. For happiness it takes two. With fire and
home stretch of the More Music Hour. Got one more to go. Brian Kilmeade's around next hour. He's got tons to talk about, and including more news this morning. This morning, a federal judge overseeing the classified document charges against former President Donald Trump has dismissed the indictment on the grounds that special counsel Jack Smith was improperly appointed, according to a new court filing. U.S. District Judge Aileen Cannon's ruling is a remarkable win for Trump, whose lawyers have thrown long shot argument after long shot argument to dismiss the case. Other courts have rejected similar arguments to the one that he made in Florida about Smith's unlawful appointment. Boy, Donald Trump, everything seems to be breaking his way all of a sudden now that he avoided the gunshot Saturday. That was a big break, wouldn't you say? But a lot of other things seem to be falling in place for the former and maybe future President of the United States. 9:56 here at WRMN. Today is the birthday of Linda Ronstadt. So we're going to finish with another feel-good song to take us out of the More Music Hour today. Linda Ronstadt, born on this date in 1946. And she had the 1975 U.S. #1 single, You're So Good. And she also had this song, which is a little more upbeat. I said, you're so good, didn't I? I meant you're no good. Well, this song by Linda Ronstadt is a little more positive. You're only going to get a little piece of it here because we're just about out of time. But enjoy the rest of your day. And keep it right here for the Brian Kilmeade Show. And on Sonar, we'll be back with Out to Lunch today at noon. It's WRMN AM 1410 and WRMN Radio on YouTube. Have a good one. Attention Fox River Valley. In response to listener input, WRMN AM 1410 is bringing back the live radio shopping show to your Saturday mornings. Join us from 8 a.m. to noon every Saturday starting June 29th for incredible deals and unbeatable savings. And that's not all. Our Redemption Center will now be open only on Saturdays